And Aaron, in 3, 2, 1. We're good. We're live.
Anything?
We're pretend.
Anything?
Can happen.
Anything.
The Anything Podcast.
I'm Aaron.
Schwarzenegger.
Aaron Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
I have been working out recently.
You have?
Yeah.
Been hitting the gym.
Uh-huh.
And I'm Chris, if you didn't know.
Welcome, everyone, to the Anything Podcast, where we talk about anything, and apparently anything can happen.
It could.
Yep. That motherfucker, Wolfgang, bit me on my leg.
I know. I saw that. I'm like, holy
and
shit.
Now I'm nervous that I'm going to have necrotizing fasciitis.
All right. Now, that's kind of like going a little crazy there.
Yeah.
Did you draw a circle around?
I did.
What's it look like now? Because that was a little bit of time ago.
All right, so here's my first question. Because I draw a circle around it, is it just going to fill in the circle?
No, you were supposed to draw like the outline of the mark.
I did. It's still in the same spot.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not getting bigger.
Yeah, because if it gets bigger or goes beyond that after, because you said you noticed that this morning, right?
Well, in the afternoon at like 2:00, but I don't know when it happened.
Well, it's 8 now.
Yeah.
Well, 8:40 technically.
But it was like a straight up bruise. When I got out of the thing happened, I was washing. Wash my
get a
leg.
little closer.
Yeah. Wash my leg. And then I was like, my leg. And I looked at my leg and I had a giant bruise. And I've never seen anything like that on the body before.
Well,
from
it
a
happens.
spider bite, yeah.
It definitely happens.
Yeah.
So
now I might have to have my leg amputated. Thanks a lot for that awesome news. And I might have to have my leg cut off.
well, then instead of Aaron, we're going to call you Aaron.
All right. What do you call a woman who has one leg shorter than the other?
Blonde?
Eileen. All right.
Well, if girls with Hooters, if girls with tits work at Hooters, where do girls with one leg work?
IHOP.
Yep. Dun, 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 dun. Here, would you like your pancakes?
What do you call a guy with no arms and no legs in a pool?
Dead.
Bob.
How do you drown a blonde?
I have no idea.
You put a scratch and sniff sticker at the bottom of the pool.
That makes perfect sense.
We're
going to get in so much trouble already.
I got fuck it, who cares? I got another good blonde joke. Hold on. I got plenty of blonde jokes, but oh my God. Shit, I just forgot it. How do you get a one-armed blonde out of a tree?
Tell her to clap.
No, well, you could, but you wave.
Oh, you wave. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
What was she doing in the tree?
I don't know.
Raking leaves. I got one more. All right. What's an eternity?
I don't know.
4 blondes, 4 cars at a 4-way stop.
Oh my goodness.
Dun, dun, dun. For all the blondes out there, I prefer blondes, so you're in good hands if I'm, poking a little fun.
Why did the blonde get fired from her computer data entry job? She kept putting white out over her mistakes on the screen.
Yeah.
All right. So on to business. You had said that if I lived in Denver, that I could take hallucinogenic psilocybin-filled mushrooms now.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they decriminalized it. I don't think they I don't remember. I know that there's something.
I think California too. San Francisco maybe.
I don't know yet. Oh, excuse me. I think it was only Denver. I'm not it could be there too.
I think you're right. So again, the reason I bring that up is because in New York, they voted to continue the hammer of oppression and not legalize cannabis consumption. And so the vote to legalize cannabis and get on board with the rest of the country of freedom has been, we lost the vote again.
Yeah. which
So,
is annoying.
Recreational push fails in 2019 legislative session.
Oh, okay. So sorry to go back to the Denver. Yes, they approved decriminalization of psilocybin mushrooms.
So
So they're not technically legal;
Yeah, of
they're just
course.
decriminalized,
Yeah.
which is pretty much like weed in most of New York State.
well, see, that's
Actually, no, all of New York State is now decriminalized in marijuana.
did they do that?
Yeah, that they passed.
Okay.
And then they also are going to be expunging records of low-level drug offenders.
Okay. So
This is New York State.
yes,
So
New
anybody
York
who's
State.
who's
For
listening,
those listening, they failed to just allow people to do what they're going to do anyway. Has lost, and we're still under the hammer of oppression. But now they're going to be like, well, we're not going to oppress you that much to where we're going to stop you and we're going to make you get rid of the stuff, and we might give you an appearance ticket or something, but we're not going to take you to jail and process you overnight. We're just going to
Yeah.
make you come to a place.
essentially, it's like getting a traffic ticket.
Okay. So
I think
but
it's
they're-
like $100 fine or
yeah.
something.
But you're not going to be put in jail overnight where you got to call someone for bail money.
No,
All right.
because it took away the.
Okay.
It went from basically it went from misdemeanor to like a violation.
Okay. But it's still in the black market.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
the only way you can technically get it in New York.
All right.
Or you could go up to Canada and get it, which is we're right near the border in several spots. We're right near the border, being
Sure.
Fort Erie and Niagara Falls, Ontario.
Yeah.
But then you can go up towards like Watertown and going towards Montreal. New York goes there. Vermont is, I believe, legal too, and Massachusetts is.
Okay.
So all of these places
Yeah.
that are like bordering New York State,
Yeah.
it's legal. And then so like I'm in Vegas, and I went to the weed store and got some edibles
Yeah.
and enjoyed my time while I was in Vegas. What the fuck does it matter here or there?
Yeah.
Like, get your head out of your ass and fucking legalize this shit.
I completely understand. Now,
I mean, did you see how much money Denver made, or not, Colorado made in marijuana sales so far?
see, now this is what my problem is. We can't say, "Oh, we're going to make so much money," because then you're just the state drug dealer. I think that.
I agree.
Yeah,
But-
that also upset me when they're like, "Well, we're going to tax everything. We're going to tax it 25%."
But here's
That
the
upsets me as well.
Oh yeah, I mean there shouldn't be tax. First of all, it's a fucking plant.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be taxes on a plant. You don't
So then
tax.
it's all it is. It's like the state's like, "Oh, well,
You don't
we'll
tax
pay us."
coffee. You don't
Yeah.
tax tea.
That's mob stuff.
And coffee and tea have a drug in it called caffeine.
Yeah.
And caffeine, for those who don't know, is a stimulant which makes you more jittery and fun and, well, kind of like speed, but without the harmful effects. Or semi.
Mm-hmm.
And then even cocaine is technically from the cocoa plant,
Yep.
Colombia's finest.
Yeah. So that always upset me is that, okay, well, we'll allow you to legalize it if you pay us. Pay us money. And
Well,
we'll allow
because
you to
they're the
legalize
biggest coffer in the world.
Yeah.
Please,
Yeah.
instead of
Please,
being,
sir.
please, sir, can I have some more? It's, give me all your fucking money now, bitch.
it. Yeah.
No. Here, give me your money while I'm raping you in the
Yeah.
asshole.
Yeah.
No, that's not that. Yeah. It kind of, I mean, what they're using the taxes for in Colorado is pretty good, though.
Yeah, agreed.
Like for schools
Sure.
and infrastructure and stuff. But, New York State isn't going to follow suit. They're going to be like, oh, well, there's a budget hole here. And
Yeah.
there's a budget hole there. So
Yeah.
let's make sure. And then same thing with prostitution. Now they want to legalize prostitution in New York State, too.
When did that happen? I didn't
They
hear
just,
that.
there's just,
Oh, I did
it's
see
a
that
recent
article.
push now.
Yeah, I did see that article.
They were talking about it, I want to say about a year ago. I think it was about a year ago when the legislative session ended. Oh, look at that. And the legislative session ended for summer, so they can go and enjoy. And now I don't think they go back to session until like fucking like December or something.
It's the craziest thing. It's got to be a nice job.
Yeah, let's just go relax.
Yeah. So all they've effectively done now is just make the black market more
little bit
black-
stronger.
Yeah, black markety. Like, okay, awesome.
I mean, but here's the problem though. you're worrying about fentanyl laced marijuana. You're worrying about fentanyl laced any drug,
Yeah.
anything. And if you actually put if you like, I don't think you've ever gone to a pot shop yet.
No.
But if you go to a pot shop, you walk in, they show you the different strains. They tell you what's what's in it. It's clean. You're not getting like bullshit or fentanyl or anything.
Yeah.
You know what the THC content is. You know if it's sativa or I can't even say it right now. But you know what you're getting. And then, the milligram, the dosage, what's it all is when you take it. If it's a hybrid, everything.
Yeah.
And this is just, it's encompassing everything. So it's including the edibles, it's including the oils, it's including the actual weed itself. So if you want to smoke, it has everything. And then they'll tell you what each strand is going to mostly do for you. Everybody's different, so it's going to affect everybody different.
Course.
But I could go to the local corner drug dealer and be like, "Hey, sir, I'd like a quarter ounce of weed, please." And then you get the weed. You don't even know what the fuck it is. You don't know if it's good. You don't know if it's bad. You don't know if it's been laced with something.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah.
And they're only prolonging. They're causing health problems now at this point because, it could be laced with fentanyl. It could be laced with hydrocodone or some opiate or something that's highly addictive. And then all of a sudden people are going to want to get these highly addictive substances because they're introduced to it. Or they could overdose on it because, one, they don't know. And, you could smoke a shit ton of weed and be like, I'm just going to chill the fuck out all night or whatever it might be. And then all of a sudden you start taking it and it's like, oh, there's real problems now. So they got their heads so far up their ass, it's not even funny.
Yeah, well, it's the same thing with mushrooms too. Like, okay, so now it's going to be decriminalized in some areas where they're like, look, we're not going to be able to stop people from doing what they want to do no matter what. And then you're never going to be able to stop it. So the only thing that you can really do is educate people.
And it's a fungus.
Yeah.
It's naturally growing.
Yeah.
Look at there's so many animals out there. Look at cats with catnip.
Yeah.
Elephants go after a bush
Yeah.
that makes them drunk and stoned. Yeah. And then there's a lot of animals out there.
I think dolphins. Someone had video of dolphins.
Blowfish.
They would
Blowfish, yep. So the blowfish releases a neurotoxin, which is detrimental to many, many animals. But it's like a stoned way for dolphins. So they'll they'll knock their nose into it. Now, I don't know if that's true or not because this is a meme that I saw. And
I think I read about it somewhere or something. Maybe, who knows, but maybe it's fake news. But either way,
animals have things to get high on, and they don't have some bullshit governing power that says you can't do something to your own body.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
It's my body, my choice, bitches.
Yep.
What's the abortion saying?
I can't remember.
Like, it's my body.
Yeah.
Something, I don't remember, something like that. I want to say it's the same thing with drugs. It's my body, it's my choice.
It's my choice,
motherfucker.
Yeah. That was the first thing I read. Is that New York has bolstered the black market for.
They why? Because they got a little boost from Mexico. They said
probably
because didn't Cuomo just go down to like Puerto Rico or something recently to survey the damage from the hurricane?
Maybe. I forgot all about that.
I think so. And I think maybe the Mexican president gave him a call while he was down there and says, "Hey, keep it illegal."
Probably.
We'll give you 10% of all the sales coming up.
Happening. Actually, that's
son of a bitch.
That's the craziest thing. I think they found 15 tons of cocaine at a Philadelphia port. Did you read that article?
Oh, they find
a lot
all the time.
Yeah. So apparently it was not heading for the US. It was heading to the Netherlands or something, but that's a lot. Okay. if you're like a drug shipper, you probably don't want to ship it through the U.S. They're gonna catch you. Imagine how much they didn't catch. I get.
Oh yeah,
they're gonna get you.
how many people are getting paid off to slip it through?
Yeah.
I mean, look at how many people. There's 300 and something odd million Americans. How many of them are smoking weed?
Yeah.
There's a lot getting through.
15 tons of coke. That's a lot of cocaine.
Yeah.
And they busted that. That was a shipping container port. That is a large port that they found containers full. It amounted to be like 15 tons. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
I wonder what's the street value on that? Did they
I
say?
think they said 400 and something million.
Wow.
Some said $1 billion, and then another estimate said 400 something million. It's a lot of money.
Yeah. Either way, it's at least $500,000. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Is
crazy.
this before it was cut or after?
I know.
Because then it quadrupled its street value.
That's the whole thing. It's like the black market just causes more problems. It doesn't make any sense. And it's the lesser of two evils. It's like you're going to have to accept that people are going to snort things up their nose, shoot things in their arms, smoke things. Life is fucked up. People are looking for a release of that pressure.
Yeah, an escape, something, whatever it is. And marijuana is not really bad. It's been proven over. And the same thing with like LSD. Like they're doing all these studies on brain trauma and how LSD is actually helping these people out. Especially soldiers that are coming back from the war and they're all messed up because of traumatic stress disorders.
I was so lied to about drugs. It's crazy. So lied to.
Everybody was.
Yeah.
Everybody was. Dare.
Yeah.
You remember that program?
Yeah. Well, I thought
that helped me.
Yeah,
they
had the one video where the kid either smoked pot or took acid or something, and then she shot his friend or shot himself, and then the other kid thought he could fly.
Commercial.
Yeah,
those were the commercials that
the
they
kid
did.
Thought he could fly and jump out the window.
Yeah, and that was the weed commercials.
Yeah, it really was.
I haven't. And then remember the egg. And it was this is your brain on drugs. This is your brain. And then this is your brain on drugs. And they fucking like trash the kitchen.
Yeah.
Like, dude, no, you just said this is the brain.
Yeah.
You're giving me the exact reason why I'm trying to do drugs. So I escaped this room.
Yeah.
Because this room is a goddamn mess.
Yeah, it sucks. Or the worst one, the stupidest one was after the DARE program. It was when, in like the early 2000s, they'd have this woman and there'd be this teenage kid on the couch and he like wouldn't give up. And the mom would try to feed the kid with like oatmeal or something. And she's just pushing his lips with the spoon and the kid's so out of it that mom's just, Billy, you gotta eat some food, Billy. It's so ridiculous. It's so fucking stupid.
Okay, here's the thing. So you know how they always say that like weed gives you the munchies? Like, I mean, sometimes when I do it, yeah, it will, but not really. Like when I was in Vegas and I had it, like I did the edibles, which was a hybrid, and I didn't get hungry. I mean, I ate a little while before that, but still, it was like
that's what's weird. Some people, it's an appetite suppressant.
Some, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it affects everybody differently, just like everything.
Sure, yeah.
Like pills, and then, well, I mean, we don't need to get into this conversation really in depth right now, but we can later, which is the whole vaccine thing. And, well, there's people that got hurt with it. Well, no shit, there's people that got hurt doing it.
Yeah.
Tell me something I didn't know.
For sure.
Some part of the population can't take an Advil.
Nope. Yeah. It's like there's always a risk.
Some can't take penicillin because they're allergic. Some can't take anesthetic. Some can't. Yes, it sucks for the people that get hurt because you want to make sure you can cover all bases, and that's all I'm going to say on that. Yeah. We'll move back to the drugs where they should have legalized it and they didn't.
Well, see, I thought that acid you could like die if you took too much. I didn't know that you could not overdose on acid. I didn't know that. And I thought that you could overdose on it and
that
die.
was the whole smear campaigns. Yeah. It was so much misinformation. Yeah. And then what was it? What was the one, like, I think it was what drug was it that if you took it, it would like sprout like hair in places that it shouldn't be, and like all this stuff, and it was flat out lies after lies after lies. Yeah. Do you remember what that was? No, that you're thinking of masturbation, putting hair on your palms.
Well, I have to shave my hands.
Why? Because you masturbated like 12 times in a day?
I have to shave them every morning.
Mine?
I don't know. I'm blind too. I can't see.
Mine are so baby ass smooth. I don't think I masturbate at all. Actually, I do all the time. And kids, if you're listening, which you probably shouldn't be, I don't have any hair on my hands.
And you're not going to go blind.
And you're not going to go blind, no. But God does kill a cat every time you masturbate.
He's up there watching you. He's watching you.
But there's so many cats being born. It's okay. You can keep going. Mom, I told you not to come in my room when I'm vacuuming.
That's hilarious.
Dude, somebody asked me about that. Some girl, I forget who, recently too. They're like, I guess they were like wondering if it would feel good. And I'm like, I have no fucking idea. My dick is too big to fit in the fucking hole anyways.
I would assume not. It's plastic. It's a plastic tube.
I don't know. I mean... Oh, so what was... I think it was on Spike, which I don't even know if that's the channel anymore. But they had I think it was on Spike, and they had a show on there. And one of the things was like it was like questions of the world or something. And one of them was like, what is the closest thing that a vagina feels like? And they ended up figuring it out that it's veal.
Veal?
Yeah.
Like a veal cutlet?
Yeah.
So if I go get myself a veal cutlet,
like instead of cooking it, like if you heat it up because of the skin, because of the moisture, it's supposed to feel as close to a vagina as possible. I'm like, are you kidding me? Did you stick your dick in that to find out?
Of course they did.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I know.
That's crazy.
Like, what the hell?
Oh my good Lord. Looks like I'm going to have to stop and get some veal on the way home. Add it to my list of things to do.
Yeah, just don't cook it after. No, actually, it'd be funny. You have a girl over. Oh, what's for dinner? We're making veal cutlet.
Yeah.
Oh, this sounds great.
Yeah,
yep.
it's delicious.
Oh, what's the whole?
Yeah.
You got like a stuffed veal cutlet. Like thing. Oh, that's a good size hole in there. What you got in there? You got some meat and cheese.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's not meat nor cheese, hun.
Nope. Oh my good Lord, veal cutlets, huh? I'll have to remember that.
Yeah, it was I don't know. It was weird. And they actually like went through different meats. So they went with like beef, and they went with like turkey and chicken. And they're like, yeah, veal's the closest thing. And I'm just like, if you're going to start screwing veal, you need help.
Probably.
Go get the pussy. What the fuck is that thing called?
The fleshlight.
The fleshlight. Go get the fleshlight. It comes in, I think it comes in butt sizes now too. So you could get like Jenna Jameson's butthole.
Well, because you told me not to be ashamed of using sexual toys and not to be embarrassed about it, I did go to look. Some of them are expensive.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt it.
No.
But if you go on like certain websites, you can get like a good percentage off.
Coupon.
And then the nice thing is they'll ship it to you in a discreet box.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I want a picture of it on the outside.
And that
so everyone knows what it is.
And then on top of that, after they might send you some free gifts.
Awesome. I'm definitely going to sign up for one.
And I think it's A&E.
All right. I'll have to definitely sign up for one then, and as soon as I
there's nothing wrong with some toys.
I'll do some experiments and I'll report back.
I tried that vibrating condom ring thing.
Oh yeah.
I didn't like it though. Because it goes on the shaft, like at the base of the shaft. So it's like sitting there, it's like vibrating right there, which that's where like your blood is flowing in. And it's like all this, so it like does this weird like shake, and it's like, whoa, it's I don't know, it was just weird. I don't know.
That makes sense.
But yeah, no, I tried that before. The oils are fun. Yeah.
I tried the KY night and day thing or something. One of those heat something.
Oh, the self-warming lube?
I think that's what it was.
Or the warming lube? Yeah. I've tried that
there was
before.
Like a fire and ice one or something.
But, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I haven't done the cooling one. I've only done the heated one. And dude, that heating one is like weird.
Yeah.
Really weird. Yeah. And then all of a sudden it's like not that bad.
Yeah.
Like you have to get used to it.
Yeah.
Want to hear a funny story?
Always.
All right. So I was out for wings, chicken wings, or no, I'm sorry. It was I got peppers. So hot peppers, stuffed hot peppers I got. And so I was eating them. And they were pretty hot. And I didn't wash my hands. And I started playing with the girl who was next to me. And then the heat from the pepper juice was still on my hands. And we started screwing. And all of a sudden, it felt like my dick was on fire. And same thing with her vagina. And we had to, like, oh my God, it was the worst freaking thing. It's like, holy shit, my dick is killing me.
I went to Woodstock 99.
And there was a lot of flaming peepees.
Probably. Probably a lot of it burns when I urinate problems after that concert. But went to Woodstock 99, and the whole thing was it was sunny out. We went on Thursday, a day early, and I was there until Monday, out in the blazing hot sun. Now, I'm dark Italian, and in the middle of August, I was pretty tan by then anyway. I still got sunburned. I've only been sunburned 2 or 3 times in my life, but
Go to some areas in the South, and that'll change.
Well, that's when I went to Florida and I got sunburned. So, but Woodstock was one of them. So I come home with my girlfriend, and she's light skinned. Her whole entire back was peeling. Right?
Oh,
so
did you get like one sheet?
It looked like that, yeah. So we got what's the aloe product that you get that's for sunburn, right? It's the cool,
aloe, yeah.
But it has the
like
cool
aloe vera.
mint stuff in it.
Yeah.
Started using that. I'm like, oh, kind of slippy. Oh, it's slippy. Oh. And then same thing. About 30 seconds into it, I'm like, oh my God, it's burning. That aloe vera, the cooling mint shit is not a lubricant, people.
I'll tell you why. Well, the mint is the reason
what
why.
the downfall was.
You don't want to put anything pepperminty, minty flavor.
Whatever it was, the cooling
near the penis or the vagina, because it will burn.
Yeah, I mean, I was 19 years old back then. I didn't know. Like, oh, it's all slippy. This is gonna be great.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh my God, dude! Doesn't it? It fucking burn. Like
it burns,
now, then the next time we went out for wings, and she's like, "Did you wash your fucking hands?" I'm like, "Yes."
Oh my God, it's so crazy.
Oh my God, it was so bad. Because the crazy thing was, like, I got comfy, got put on like my shorts for like just hanging out, going to sleep, like gym shorts. You know, I'm sitting there scratching myself a little bit. Yeah. And then, so it started like burning before like we even had sex. And I'm just like, oh, that's really like, it was weird. I'm just like, it was uncomfortable.
Yeah, just a tiny twinge.
Yeah. And then I started, I go in and then it's like, all right, this is killing me. And I couldn't deal with it. Like we had to stop and like fucking both take showers and like, oh, it was bad.
So you don't sleep in the nude?
Yeah.
Oh, just shorts though, hon?
No, this was like hanging out, like watching TV.
Yeah, lounging in the shorts.
Yeah. It was like just a little before bed, like winding down, hanging out, enjoying.
You know what's great that you should try that changed my life? Well, especially because I have barking Barco dog. Earplugs, sleep plugs for ears. Why? It's great because the whole thing is that people are like, well, I couldn't wear the earplugs because I need to be able to hear my alarm. Like you still can hear stuff.
Why do I need earplugs?
Well, for me, I have a barking dog, and then the if the garbage truck comes by or something like that. But
I don't have a sleeping problem, so I can sleep.
Well, I didn't. Yeah, I can sleep too, but it's just I found that I got a better sleep with the sleep plugs. It's great. So
I don't need them. Yeah. I sleep great to begin with. All I need is a new mattress. So if anybody's listening and you're a mattress person, send a mattress my way and I will give you a good review.
You know what changed my life?
Or a bad review if your mattress sucks.
Memory foam mattress topper changed my life.
The what?
The mattress topper. I bought one of the memory foam toppers.
Okay.
Because I have a pillow top bed. Mm-hmm. It's pretty comfy. But I got this memory foam cooling mattress topper. On top of it, it's the best thing ever. I used to have from playing baseball, throwing too many curveballs, my rotator cuff all throughout my 20s. I'd wake up in the middle of the night, aching pain. And as soon as I started sleeping on this mattress topper, it helped a lot. It really did. Yeah, only once in a while now.
My ex had one of those toppers, and it was like, it was nice, but it was kind of sunk in. And I don't know. I got to get a new mattress anyways because mine's old.
See, yeah, mine's not too thick to where you feel like you're like engulfed. It's just enough where it's like sleeping on a cloud. The key though is,
You know what we got to bring back? Water beds.
I didn't like mine. I felt like my feet were up in the air. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, well, it's like a hammock. It's very similar to that because the mass of your body is in your torso and your chest. This is where the most of your mass is. So your head is going to be up a little bit because, well, water.
Yeah. It didn't matter whether I inflated it too much or a little. Like I tried all sorts of different combinations. For some reason, it just felt like my feet were above.
We still need to go to the float tank, by the way.
Yeah, down with that. Oh, and the key to the mattress topper is you need to get the cooling one because in the summer they crank heat. Like you need to get cooling bead infused memory foam. Nobody tells you that those memory foam things they absorb heat.
Yeah.
So it's summertime, you sweat your balls
There's
off.
there's
Get
one
a cooling one.
there's one mattress. I think it's like the purple mattress or something that like they ship to you in this like this little fucking tiny box and then it like expands into like this giant fucking mattress. Like from what I heard from that thing, I guess it's like cooling too, where they got the cooling stuff in there.
They got some deals. I was looking because my
But hold on, not to cut you off. Remember that.
I will. But speaking of burning when I pee, I gotta go pee. So
Okay. Well, you needed to answer my question with the mattress topper, so you better remind me when I get back, or when you get back, because I'm not going to remember. So, since we don't have... actually, here you go. We're going to do a little plug for our show. If there is anybody out there listening that is looking for an internship who is a audio and video-esque engineer, more audio, that is in the Buffalo area, the Buffalo, New York, Niagara Falls area, submit your, you can get class credit or school credit if you're in school, or whatever you might be. But we're accepting internships, so you can submit your application and whatever the hell you'd put with it. Shows how much I care. I mean, about business stuff. What the hell are those things called when not an application, the other thing?
a resume.
Resume, yes. So if you'd like to submit your resume to be an audio engineer intern here, please do that. Again, it's the Buffalo, Niagara Falls area, and you can submit it via email to,
Is it The Real?
Yes.
The Real Anything Podcast at
It is.
gmail.com?
The Real, yes.
The Real Anything Podcast at gmail.com.
Yes. Again, taking any resumes at the time.
All right. You had a question about a mattress topper?
I did.
Oh, my.
You sound like a fucking mattress salesman now.
Yeah.
No, I was going to ask with the foam. What the fuck was... Oh, yeah. You know, with the cooling stuff, though, is that effective if you start putting sheets on it?
Yes.
Okay.
But see, here's the thing. I think those things, I mean, it doesn't cool it at all. Like it's not cold
Yeah, it
or anything
just
like that.
doesn't
But
absorb
if you
heat.
if you don't have those, you're just cranking out heat.
Well,
And I think
because-
without those cooling beads, you'd just be sweating profusely.
Well, see, I mean, that could be good, though, for...
In the wintertime.
Well, yeah, but I mean, all you gotta do is put some blankets on top. But they have that fan thing. Did you ever see that where they like put it to the bed and it like is this fan that like goes like this and then it blows the air underneath?
yeah.
It's like, dude, that would be like really. I wouldn't like that. I don't think I would like that.
No, mattress topper is where it's at for sure.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I put my bed sheet that I sleep on,
Yeah.
which is on top of the mattress. Are you still going to get the same effects?
Yes,
Because
you
there's
do.
a cloth now there, a
Yep.
fabric.
Yeah, you still do.
Okay.
Yep, definitely, 100%. And I actually had 2 sets of sheets on my bed for a while, because
Oh, you're
yeah.
double bagging
Yeah,
it, huh?
yeah. Well, I had 2
Did you
sets.
know that's actually bad for you?
Yeah,
If you
then
double bag it?
probably. Yeah, that makes sense. You could
Apparently.
probably like rubber or latex to latex seems like it would create a friction that would rip that shit open.
Yeah.
That's probably
I think
what
that's
happened.
exactly what happens.
Yeah.
You got a better chance of it rupturing.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense to me.
But you shouldn't double bag your mattress. It might cause problems down the road.
Yeah. So yeah, that mattress topper thing, and then the sleep plugs help if you have like a barking dog, or you don't want to hear the full force of the garbage truck when it drives by, or just the outside environment. That worked for me. Gives me a good sleeping. So try it out. Earplugs, and I still hear my alarm when it goes off. You can hear things. You know, you can hear stuff. It just dulls the senses a little bit.
Is your house insulated?
Yeah.
Because my house is pretty well insulated, so like when the garbage trucks or the school buses go by in the morning, I don't really hear it. Yeah. And I'm pretty good at waking up or sleeping.
It's the dog. It's the loud dog is what our problem is. We have the bark dog. Don't get a rat terrier.
Don't get this big. Don't get the cockadoodle-doos either.
Yeah. So, also
at sunrise.
Yep. At the butt crack of dawn.
Literally.
I like this.
So you want to know? Oh, time out. Side note, because you said the butt crack of dawn. You know, it'd be really funny. I dated this one girl named Dawn, and you know, it would be really, really good is if she had a rooster at the top of her, right there at the top of her crack.
That'd be great.
Because then because that would be like a full like. That the rooster crows at the butt crack of dawn.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. It's hilarious. You should definitely write her on Facebook message.
Oh yeah,
direct message. You need a freaking cock tattooed on your back. No, not that kind of cock.
Not that kind. I mean an actual like cock.
I meant rooster. That's. What
I mean a rooster. Jesus, you.
Yeah. I didn't say
get your mind out of the gutter.
I didn't say put a cock on your crack.
No.
That's not what I meant.
But, okay, what were you going to say? Since I sidetracked you?
We'll see what you think about this. Researchers lost, in quotation marks for people who can't see me doing the air quotes, quotation marks, lost.
You're not even doing, it looks like you're grabbing an air titty.
Yeah. Well, that's what they feel like, right? Like a sandbag?
They don't feel like air. They actually feel like something.
Okay.
They feel like a nice little...
Feels like a wet sandbag. Yeah.
Just without the grit.
Yeah. Maybe the fake ones feel like that. That's hilarious.
They're pretty good.
Fake boob technology has gotten really good.
Oh, it has, yeah.
Yep.
Before you'd be like
yeah,
crunch, crunch, crunch.
Well, 10 years ago, I remember the first pair of fake boobs I ever felt. They felt like a boob with like a plastic beach ball in it, though. Like it felt like I was rubbing a plastic beach ball. Then a friend of mine, she made a lot of money, but she got gummy bear ones. Like
a friend of mine just got gummy bears.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, I feel these." Like they felt pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They feel much natural. Yeah. But the question is, how long do they last?
That's a good question.
Some of them were like rupturing in the titty and causing some big problems.
For sure. Don't buy your boob implant from China.
No.
So researchers, air quotation mark, lost 17,000 wallets in hundreds of cities to see what people would actually return. So I read my article, and what researchers did was they took wallets and they put a key in it, and then they put some cash. Some of them only had like $11 or $12 or something, and then a couple of them had almost $100 in it, and they would go into like a restaurant or a movie theater.
And leave
they wouldn't leave it. They would hand it in and say, someone lost this.
Oh, okay.
And they would see whether people would report it.
See, they did it wrong. They should have done both. They should have done where they hand it in and say, oh, this wallet was lost.
Yeah.
And then like leave it somewhere too, because, you're doing it differently.
Yeah, it says they traveled to 355 major cities across 40 countries. They visited banks, theaters, hotels, police stations, other public spaces.
Keep going.
And lost the wallet. And then they have a picture of what was in the wallet. So there's a card that says who the person is, that's the fake owner of the wallet, how to contact them by email, and a key and a little note, and then some money. And the craziest thing is that people were returning the money wallet. They left some without money and some with money. People were returning the wallets with money in them more than the not money wallet. I was really shocked to learn that.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Why? Like you would think that like, okay, I found wallet. I'll keep the money and return the wallet or something. Mm-hmm. Or I found this empty wallet, but someone might need it. I'll return that.
Well, see, the thing is though, an empty wallet, that just means that there's not much in it. So like a key you can get remade, And
I guess so.
you know, they didn't do it very well. You know, if they had
Yeah.
like a fake credit card in there or something, or like if they did it better or differently, they probably would have had a better outcome.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Because I'm sorry, if I find something on the ground and I find it interesting and there's like not much to it, I'll probably take it. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But if it's like an actual wallet that has like things in it,
somebody's money.
you know, that then yeah, I'm going to return it.
Yeah, it had a key. And
Unless they pissed me off
yeah.
and I know them.
had a little key and a note that said, like, you know, milk, bread, noodles, like as if it
Yeah,
was
that's-
someone's thing.
See, it doesn't seem, but the thing is, even when you say it like that, it doesn't feel right because like I know what my wallet looks like. And here's the other thing too. They're going to be new wallets, so they're going to look great. And my wallet's pretty damaged and it needs to be replaced.
Oh, yeah.
And
for
there's
sure.
so much fucking shit in it.
Yeah.
I mean,
this
actually,
can't be a real wallet.
I took a lot of stuff out of mine, though. I took a lot out. I took a bunch of cards and things out, so it's like not so bad. But still, you have like impression marks and things like that. So you can
Yeah.
kind of tell like what's a new wallet, what's not. And like if there's no money in it except for like a key and like
Okay, well, if you found a wallet
list.
with no money, if you're a wallet returner, if you found a wallet with no money,
I wouldn't waste my time.
yeah. But I mean, if you're gonna like, what's interesting to me is more people returned the money
Yeah.
wallet than not the wallet with
Well,
no
I
money.
would too. I would return it with them, or if there was money in it, I would. If there were credit cards in it, then yeah, I would.
See, that- you're right.
thing
That's where
they
the
didn't-
failure
They didn't
is.
put any credit cards in
They
or
should
anything.
have, yeah.
Because if they did, that would make it more realistic.
Yeah.
Like if you don't have that much in it, then it's like okay, well, this isn't really like
Yeah. Or they
I
should have
used-
done money in one and a credit card in the other, because then you could decipher. Well,
No, you could do fake credit cards where you
Yeah.
could put on like like a fake name of the person, like do something with like get hold of Visa or MasterCard or something, say, hey, look, we're doing this project.
Yeah.
We're looking to put together fake wallets. We need a fake name with a fake number that's not a real real credit card, but we need something. Can you guys supply it? And if I'm sure that they probably would be like, yeah, that's fine.
yeah, of course. Yeah. Like, here you go for experimental purposes.
Yeah.
It was just weird to me. Like, it seems like, okay, if I found a wallet that if I was the type of person to return a wallet,
Well-
it wouldn't matter whether there was money in it or not. You return the wallet, but
all
they
right,
return the
You're
wallet
doing,
with money.
You're
in it.
doing speculation.
Yeah.
I'm asking what you would actually do, and you should put your phone down instead of.
I'm looking at another thing.
Yeah, well, why don't you put your phone down so we can actually have a conversation instead of
Right.
you talking on your phone because it fucking pisses me off.
Yeah.
You know
So-
how many you know how many times I like flip out on people who when I'm talking to them and they're on their fucking phones.
I was going to do that. Where was I? I'm trying to think where I was. I was somewhere. Where was I? I'm blanking out. Where was I? Anyway, there
I
were.
don't know, but-
I was at the. I was getting brisket. Have you ever had brisket?
Nope.
I didn't have brisket
Not
until
interest.
yesterday. Apparently, brisket is a meat,
Yep.
and I was not interested in it until yesterday. I got some brisket, but there are people in the brisket place, and they're sitting there looking at each other, but at their phones.
Oh yeah, that pisses me
And I
off.
want to be like, "What do you just talk to each other?"
I yell at people. Like, if I'm out to dinner with friends and shit and they get on their phone, I'm fucking yelling at them. I mean, I'll be on my phone every once in a while, too. But the only time I go on my phone, like, when I'm with people is if for business.
Yeah.
So, like, if I'm doing stuff with, like, YouTube or shit.
Yeah, for sure.
That's one thing because, you know, you're trying to chase your dream of your business
Yeah.
and expand it and grow it. So that I can understand. But if you're just sitting there like talking to other people or texting other, oh my God, it fucking drives me insane.
When there's people right in front of you.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like fuck off.
Yeah. It's,
You're like,
and
I'm
they
not
look-
hanging out with you anymore. Click.
Yeah, it's like, why?
Delete.
Are you going to go Ari Shafir style and get a flip phone?
No. I need the iPhone.
They are great.
I need the iPhone. I record with my iPhone
Yeah.
for some of my
So,
shit.
well, what I was looking at
You
on
can
my
stop
phone,
looking
which
at your
I'm going to
phone.
look
No,
at.
you can stop looking at
No,
your
because
phone.
I have to look at it.
You don't have to look at your phone. You can sit here and fucking talk.
No, I can't.
Like a podcast.
So here's what they're
And
out
you
of the 300.
you never finished what I was asking you was
Okay.
what would you do if not to speculate, what would you do if you found a wallet on the ground? What
Oh,
would
I'd
you
definitely
do?
give them back.
No matter what?
Yeah.
No
I
matter
have.
what was in it.
Yeah. Sure.
Even if it was just nothing.
In fact, I walked by
Except for name.
Yeah, I walked by money on the ground and just like, oh, someone else will pick that up and pick up money. Usually pennies and stuff, but you know.
I pick up everything, including pennies. Do you know why?
Because mo money, mo money, mo money.
No. It's a it's kind of like the penny saved is a penny earned type thing. So if you treat money with respect, and if you treat money with like not just saying, oh, there's a penny, I'm going to walk by it, because that's like you don't care about it. So if you like start caring about it, then you start getting money.
How about, do you believe in bad luck if you pick up the tail side penny?
No.
You don't believe heads up is good luck?
No,
And then
I don't believe in any of that crap.
Hey, you just think that you think that you should just grab the penny?
Put your fucking phone down.
No,
Put it over there.
I have to.
I don't care. We don't need to talk about that. We can come up with the topics. Put it over there.
Well, no, because
over there.
there's a reason. No, I'm not going to do that.
I'm going to fucking break it.
No. So here's, out of the 355 countries that the people left the wallet in.
There's not 355 countries in the world.
I'm sorry, the 355 cities in the 40 countries. Out of the 40 countries, who do you think did the best? And who do you think did the worst?
France.
France is schmedium. So Switzerland had the highest rate of return. And then China had the lowest rate of return. Looks like...
Pretty legit.
Yeah. Portugal and Israel. United States is lower on the list, right in the middle, but lower, about 45% rate of return. So Switzerland had a 70 to 80% return rate on both the money and the non-money, and they're very close together. China had only a 10 to 20% return rate, 20% on money, and only 10% return rate on not money. And that's all I have to say about that. It's very interesting, though. The United States is right in the middle.
I would return it if there was money in it. I would not return it if there was nothing in it.
Okay.
I'd be like, ooh, free wallet.
Yeah. They're like, oh, this key. Yeah, you're right. It was just a key and a card. And what if you found the one with $100? You would return that one with like $99 in it?
No, I'd return it with the money.
What about $13?
I just said I would return it with the money.
So the amount,
meaning
of money
it doesn't matter what amount. It could be $5,000. It could be $3. It doesn't matter to me. It's it's that respectful thing when you have towards money. So that's somebody's hard-earned money. Now, if they roll up and they got $12 in a fucking Bentley, I'd be like, dude,
you don't need your $12.
Don't think you need that.
Well, they have that Bentley because they saved their $12.
No, they wouldn't be carrying just $12 on them, and they wouldn't have no credit cards in them either. Yeah. They would have probably a black card and probably like $2,000 sitting in that wallet just in cash.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Excuse me, sir. Why do you have this much money? Do you see the Bentley that I'm driving?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's still a lot of cash. I'm going to need you to step out of your vehicle, sir. Yeah. I believe you are going to spend this money on drugs.
Yeah.
We are charging you with...
stop resisting.
Yeah. Stop resisting. Dude, I'm just sitting here.
Yeah.
Do you have a lawyer?
Yep.
Good. You don't need one.
Yep. Stop resisting. That's the favorite thing.
Don't tase me, bro. Oh, my God. Yeah, that's some crazy shit. No, I wouldn't. Like I said, that's probably how I would do it too. I don't think. I mean, again, like I said, when you look at something and it doesn't look used, it probably. I mean, I don't know. I said, you can probably decipher it. Now, if they made the wallet look used, like if they actually took some used wallets from people and made them look more realistic or more used or worn and whatever it is, you probably would have a little bit different statistics. And then also the same thing with if they dropped them, quote unquote, somewhere versus handing them in and saying, oh, I found this wallet.
Yeah.
Something like that. Because, I mean, depending on where you're going. And then the big thing is the breakdowns too. You said that they went to police stations and then they went to restaurants and different things. So then I'd like to see it broken down by places that they took it to. So did restaurants score higher? Did police station, who are there to protect and serve, stay higher? Where was it?
Yeah, I'm sure there's lots of statistics because, and that's the craziest thing is that somebody funded this study So it's 17,000 drops. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And even if you're only putting $13 in some of them and 100 in another and then none, it's still, I think they have in there how much money they spent.
Yeah, but I wonder if they reached out to like a bunch of different people or if it was like more of a smaller group that kind of went around and did this over like a longer period of time.
Yeah, it was the 3 years, I think. There's a bunch of people, a couple people did it. It's very interesting. I have to read the article. But very interesting. What would you do if you found a wallet on the ground?
Oh, I love the what would you do things. Those are fun.
Have you seen that movie?
The movie.
There's a movie
I've watched
called
the
What
show.
Would You Do? Yeah, it's pretty good. Oh, with John Quinones?
Yeah. I watched the show. I mean, they put some crazy scenarios on that like you wouldn't even think about,
Yeah.
but they happen constantly and all the
Yep.
time. That's why they're on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, some of the things, but it's also cool to see like where you would go with things. So like when, you know, if they had a acting parent berating an acting child,
Yeah.
you know, that's funny. And I mean, obviously we know it's set up, but yeah, like the people there, they don't know.
No, that's a
they
great
have no
social
idea.
experiment.
So they're, you know, I remember the one where they were like, trying, it was like almost like To Catch a Predator style, so it was like this predator actor who was trying to take these children or something, and they're like people were like, don't go with them, don't go with them. like they would leave, and then but it was weird because like nobody would see anything while the person was there, and they would only, I mean, they would say stuff when people weren't there. And I think like one person or one or two people that they did this to actually said something while the person was there, and everybody else like waited. So it was like even the dynamic of the situation as it's unfolding triggers people differently on when to act or when not to act.
Yeah.
So it was a really cool show. But I love those scenarios. The only thing though is, you want to say what you'd say, but you don't really know.
Yeah, because you were not in that situation,
Like
for sure.
the one thing is like if you talk about like Nazis, you're like, oh, I would never act like that. Well, if you were in that time in that country,
Yeah.
you probably would be acting like that because your life would be on the line.
Yep.
And I mean, we can say it with hindsight,
Yeah.
but you can't say it in the heat of things. And
Yeah.
I mean, you could never make that scenario realistic again, because I mean, you'd have to go over years of change in that. But yeah, it's I mean, certain scenarios, it's like, it doesn't make any sense, but other ones, yeah, like the wallet, like I could tell you exactly what I'd do because I know what I would do.
Yeah, for sure.
But other ones, like, yeah, you might have to entertain that idea, even though it sounds really bad or something. You might want to entertain it because you need to know, not just talking about this little aspect, but you need to know the whole circumstance of what's going on behind it. And yeah.
I remember I was at the Red Box. Remember when Bruno came out, that movie Bruno, which was, remember Borat?
Yeah.
Okay, well, the second one was called
Oh, yeah,
Bruno,
yeah. Okay,
all
okay,
right?
yeah.
Well, I watched that movie, and there's straight up full frontal dick
Yeah.
penis
there was also
dancing.
there was also in Borat.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Bruno, I remember, is like...
Wasn't the ending of Bruno, they were like in a wrestling ring? Or
I
is
don't
that
remember because I only saw the part where there's like straight up dancing penis.
Oh yeah.
So
I don't remember. I haven't
Yeah.
seen those in so long.
And I remember being at Redbox and there was a family there. And there's like a 7-year-old and a 9-year-old and an 11-year-old. They go, we want to run Bruno. And so I said,
Very nice.
I go to the parent. I'm like, look, just so you know, this movie is not for a 7 or an 8-year-old. They're like, there is straight up dancing penis in this movie. Like, there's full frontal nudity. It's not for, you know, and you're just like, oh, fuck you. You know, it's like
Yeah.
looking at you like, who the fuck are you to tell me? All right, they rented Bruno. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I would have loved to know what the reaction was though after
I
or
thought,
during.
Yeah, jumping, like seeing a 12-inch dick on TV.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's the crazy thing is though, like you have that story and it's like, what would you do?
Yeah.
And then you have like, you see like other things that are happening and it's like, holy shit.
Yep.
Like, what the fuck?
Well, should I be doing more about climate change?
No.
I drive a car. Should I get rid of my car?
No.
Okay.
And there was 2 feet of snow that was dumped in Colorado yesterday.
okay.
Please. It was the first day of summer yesterday.
Yeah.
When this podcast goes live, it's obviously going to be a little bit further into summer. But yes, the first day of summer was 2 feet of snow in Colorado. Please tell me again about global warming.
I remember.
And then it's been freaking cold here. Like it's not
It has
so-
been
like
cold, yeah.
Usually it's like 80s, sometimes 90.
It's been cold and rainy.
It's been fucking like 60, 65,
Yeah.
70. Today was actually 80,
It was a nice day today.
but it's going to be like 68 tomorrow or something again. Please tell me about global warming.
Well, I believe science, and I believe in scientists, but the real question is,
But they
what
don't
should
know.
I be doing?
But here's the thing, they don't first of all, they don't know.
Well,
They don't
scientists
know-
know that there's climate change for sure.
Well, the climate has never been
Yeah.
static. That's the thing.
Right, but the
Recorded history is only yay little bit,
Yeah.
but when you look at the whole history, the planet's been much warmer and the planet's been much colder.
Right, but-
we're in this nice little Goldilocks zone where it's real good here, it's
Yeah.
real good there, but it can get really cold
Yeah.
and the Earth has had a mile of ice at one point in its history, and the Earth has been much, much warmer where plants have grown and they were talking about like mega trees that would
Yeah.
like dwarf that would make these the redwoods look like little tiny nothings.
yeah. Well, the problem is that apparently the planet is heating up quicker at exponential rate than it ever has, and that's what's concerning. And there's no doubt. That,
Well, to the ice record, but
no, to any time in history. So when you have
no,
shifts,
to the ice
it goes like
record,
this.
you only can read the ice records for what the climate was. You can't tell anything other than that.
I'll have to look up the exact data because I read a really good article about it. But maybe next time we'll talk about that. Because it was explained to me. I'm like, oh, but however, Eddie Bravo convinced me that the world is flat. So who knows what is really happening?
What
But
is
that
going on?
article was very
God's
convincing
green
to me.
flat Earth.
Yeah.
Are you talking about?
Yeah.
When are we taking the cruise to the ice sheet?
I definitely want to go there. And
I want to go because I want to go on the other side and I want to see the Game of Thrones. What was I only watched season 1. Too bad. Don't care. What was on the other side? The Walker or
on the other side of the ice wall was
Yeah.
the Walkers.
Yeah.
The White Walkers.
So we need to go see the White Walkers on the other side of the ice wall because they're hanging out over
Yeah,
there.
they're definitely there
They're,
at the
they're
end of the world.
clawing at the ice. They're like, "Oh, let me over there. It's warmer."
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what happened. So the earth is flat. I had no idea. Unbelievable. That Eddie Bravo. He really convinced me. He's so adamant about it.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
I think it's funny.
It's hilarious.
Like I don't know. I don't know how like people think the Earth is flat. I really don't.
I told you, we only see the earth as being round because our eyeballs are round. That's why.
Yeah, but I don't see.
If we had
I don't
cat
see-
eyes, our cat.
I don't see everything around here. I see
Yeah.
flat surfaces.
Yeah. No, it just looks flat to you.
Well, then
But the
do
earth
I have a
looks
flat
round.
eye?
Yeah, the earth looks round because our eyeballs are round. So if you had a cat eye that has the weird, then everything would be oblong.
No, but the problem with that, you can't even use that anymore because this would look round. That would look round. Anything that's flat would look round.
Yeah, and everything that's round would look flat.
No,
That's what happened. That's why.
sorry, the world is not flat.
I think so.
I want to know who came up with that idea and thought.
Well, that's a lot of people thought that until science, right? Like if you lived in the year 2000, you thought the Earth was flat because that's all you could see. And then if you're a ship person and you're like, oh well, I kind of see the curvature of the Earth way out there. That's kind of weird, but you would still think it's flat. You just think that you couldn't see farther than that. And then there's geometry and science is like, oh, wait a minute. We've been around the world. Then we can go to outer space.
The round
and see.
Earth has been around for millennia.
I don't think so. I think the common thought was that the Earth was flat for up until like the 1500s.
No,
I think so.
It wasn't.
When did they discover that the Earth was round? Should we ask Google?
Go for it, but it was earlier than that because they figured out the circumference of the Earth to a pretty good degree by using shadows and the way the sun was in the sky.
True. Like the ancient Roman Empire.
Yeah. I mean, they knew it was. Even like the Persian, was it the Persian? No, not the Persian. The Polynesians, when they were going from island to island, that was 10, 13,000 years ago.
The 6th century. The earliest reliable documentation was the 6th century.
Okay, so that's still almost 1,000 years before the 1500s.
Yeah. Well, see, that's
almost a millennia.
Well, just because some person over here discovered that the Earth was round.
Please tell me how
this tiny
information does not transfer.
Well, it doesn't mean that other people commonly thought the Earth was flat for a long time.
They knew that the Earth was round when Columbus went around.
Yeah. In what is that, 1942? Columbus sailed the ocean blue?
In when?
Is it 1472?
92.
It's 1992?
1492.
1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
You were in America before 1992.
Allegedly.
I don't know. I think we've only been living for like 3 days.
Probably.
I don't get how people are saying that it's been like, I don't know, 30, 40, 50, 60 years. No, I think it was like a day.
Yeah.
We're all living in one day.
That makes sense.
It's because the Earth that rotates around the sun is one day, but the thing is, the Earth doesn't rotate around the sun ever because it's a flat Earth.
That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. Who thought there was some famous person who was trying to convince people that the Earth was round, and was like Da Vinci or somebody, and
I don't know.
They ostracized him because he kept telling people that the Earth was round. Like, you're crazy.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Away. It was probably Leonardo da Vinci or somebody like that.
Yeah, I don't remember. It was something.
Earth is flat. Everybody knows that.
Wasn't it Plato?
Probably was.
No, actually, I don't know. I that sounds right, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
Who it was. I'm sure there's a documentary about it.
So the flat earthers, like, can we just put them in an airplane and fly them around the world?
No, because they'll say that we took a specific route that made it.
we were veering to the left the whole time?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
But here's the crazy thing. Like, if you were on a flat Earth, if you wanted to go from like New York City to like somewhere in Spain, like in Spain's coast, you can't. You would go straight. But in actuality, you actually have to go on a curved pattern because the Earth is curved. Because if you went straight, you'd end up somewhere completely different.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
So, like, but if you took the curved path, then you would get to your destination. Same thing with the flights. It's the same thing with boating. Mm-hmm. It's all of it.
Yeah.
Just because you can go straight in, like, say, the Intercoastal Seaway or the lakes around here, or even real close to the ocean.
Yeah.
Or I mean, like the land masses of the ocean, or where you're there. You might be going straight technically, but when you're going in over long distances, so if like I'm going from like Jersey to Bermuda, mm-hmm. I got to curve to get there, because otherwise I'll miss it by a long shot.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
And it's the same thing with flights.
Yep.
You know, they don't go straight to because of the curves, mm-hmm. the curvature of the Earth.
Yeah.
So explain that one.
It's definitely flat.
Oh, no, it's because it rotates. Yeah. So the Earth rotates flatly around, and then you got to... No, you...
It makes perfect sense to me.
What are their other arguments?
The one that Eddie Bravo said was that if you do some kind of measurement... They were measuring like power lines in the water or something. They had a weird diagram, and he's like, well, if you measure this and that, and I'm like, well, someone's doing the math wrong then, clearly.
Yeah.
Like,
They're not carrying over the two.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like, just because someone told you the math is wrong.
Science, this is where science fails,
Yeah.
but mathematics wins, because
Yeah.
mathematical law
Yeah.
is a law for a reason.
Yeah.
Science is still scientific theory.
Yeah.
So law beats theory just a little bit.
I'm like, well, someone's clearly doing the math on that problem wrong, and I'm sure that they have other math to show you that they can calculate the circumference of the Earth.
Yeah.
They're like using, geometry and all the crazy math that I just did. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure I could figure it out if I went and looked at my old math book.
And what about if I took a spaceship out of the Earth's atmosphere and then I looked back?
Yeah.
Would I see a flat disc, or would I see a round globe?
Well, no, that's a flat disc.
Yes, but I can only see Africa and part of Spain on one side, or I mean part of Europe on one side. But then it rotates, and then all of a sudden I see the Americas. I see the U.S., I see Canada, and I see South America and Central America, and then it rotates more, and I see ocean, and then it rotates.
Those pictures aren't real.
But I'm seeing it with my own eyes.
Nope.
And I'm so
that's
far
a projection
away.
in the window.
But I'm so far away. I took rockets.
No, you
and
didn't.
I boosted out of this Earth.
Nope, it was CGI.
I boosted. I'm like,
No, it was CGI.
I even felt it when I was going all shaking. I'm like,
no, it's just like when you're at Disneyland.
and I blasted off, and then all of a sudden I was floating. But how do you explain the floating?
No, well, that's some kind of anti-gravity that Bob Lazar was talking about. Exactly what happened.
But then I landed on Mars.
Yeah. No.
But Mars is
It
round.
was fake. It's all fake. Definitely not real. Unbelievable.
But I landed
Hey.
on Mars, and I couldn't breathe on there, so I died right away. Well, I lasted about 13 seconds.
No, what happened when I went to Mars was that I discovered that there was an ancient alien civilization who had discovered that on Mars, if you melted the ice caps, it would melt all of the water and put oxygen into the atmosphere. But for some reason, they didn't get to turn on the giant machine. So I was on a mission to turn on the giant machine.
What are you
that
talking about?
melted the giant ice caps on Mars.
About all the aliens are underground right. Well, all the Martians are underground right now.
Well, that
Haven't
makes
you
sense.
seen the tubes?
No.
You've never seen them, dude. Look up. Well, I'll let you look on your phone right now.
right.
Look up Martian tubes
All right.
or Martian underground civilization.
I know that the internet is a bunch of tubes.
No, that was TVs back before they went flat.
If that's true.
Now those are flat, flat panel displays like this computer monitor right there.
All right. What's the thing? Oh, Martian tubes.
Just look up Martian underground civilization or something like that, or put Martian life underground, or Mars life underground, or is there life under Mars?
Oh, on Mars?
Yeah.
Oh, I did see. No, they detected puffs of gas that are
Yes,
emitted.
that was
Yeah.
alien farts.
Yeah, there's definitely alien farts.
No, dude, there's tubes. Like you could like Google Earth, but it's called Google Mars. And you can see like look into like these caverns and shit and see fucking like glass tubes with like fucking things going through it. Cause it's like their transport system.
Oh,
So you know how like Elon Musk is trying to build like the hyperloop, the underground hyperloops?
the boring company.
They did that on Mars. Like
Okay.
they're there,
Makes
they're
sense.
looking, and then they show you, and that's why there's the alien mask that's there, the face,
I've seen that. Yep.
because they want to show you that we're living underground, but because there's so much ground, we can't penetrate out to like frequencies, but we use different frequencies than what you guys use, so we can't communicate with you, even though you're a planet away.
That makes perfect sense.
Did you look it up yet?
No, because there's a million results that come up.
Here, hold on, I'll find it for you because I know what I'm looking.
Do you think with the recent publications of UFOs, I think everything on Earth is man-made. I don't believe in Martians. I don't believe in aliens, and I don't think time travel is possible.
Here we go. Here's some images of Mars, these glass tunnels on Mars. Or these tubes. They're not glass, but they look like it.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
I like how the title of the picture is Mars Gone Wild.
I know, right? It shouldn't. You know what it looks like? It looks like fucking worms, like going into like the ground,
Yeah, for sure.
like worm skin.
It's definitely a sandworm.
But no, I mean, I guess you can actually like look this shit up on Mars itself. I haven't wasted my time on it.
I don't pay too much because I don't believe in aliens that come to the planet Earth.
They could have at some point.
I don't think they did.
I mean, the amount of time that's gone through, but I don't think they would like hide the fact that they're here. They wouldn't give a shit who's in charge or not.
Yeah.
They'd just be like, fuck off.
I
They'd
don't
be like,
think that aliens would be alive at the same time as life on Earth.
why? Do you know how big the universe is?
Well, I don't think they'd be able to make it here.
Well, you don't know that.
Well, I don't know that, of course.
Because you don't know where their tech is. I mean, their tech could be like so much different. Like we took a different path. You know, we took this annoying warring path where one thing has to lead to a different thing, which can then take us back and instead of a couple steps forward and all this. And, you know, they could have evolved a path where, you know, they were coherent with each other and benefited each other and kept going steps forward. And they could be, I mean, there could be millions or billions of years if nothing wiped them out, like a asteroidal
That's
impact.
true. But
I
I
mean,
think
they
that,
could be massively, and then they could be all around us right now. Like there could be some sitting right here, like looking at us and being like, they're talking about us and they don't even know we're fucking sitting right here.
I can't even see it.
This is our zoo. That's the other thing, the zoo theory.
Well, I think that if we go by the known rules of physics so far, is that the cosmic speed limit is the speed of light.
Yeah, but see, here's the problem, and you have to admit it, that what we know in a scientific way, it would be like this much, this tiny little grain of sand in the entire beach.
Yeah, for sure, of course.
Like we don't know anything.
No, we
think
don't.
we do, but we don't.
No,
and
we don't.
What we know, they say that probably could be wrong. It's possible it's wrong.
Sure.
It's just that it fits what we know right now. But when a curveball is thrown into there and it unravels everything, then, you know, you got to come up with this new theory. And again, it's theory, it's not law. Once you can come up with the law of things, then it changes, because that's the almost impossible way to disprove it. But right now, again, we don't know enough. And what we do know, we can connect some things that make it look well. And we could be going on the right path, but we also could be going on the wrong path. But they're just connecting because that's how it is.
Yeah.
Then one day we wake up and realize, holy crap, we were wrong the whole time. Everything we thought we knew was wrong.
Yeah.
And wait, everything over here is correct. So we can't really say for or against it. And you can't really go, well, modern physics up to what we know, because again, it could just be completely wrong and we just don't know it yet.
Of course, for sure. But everything in the that we can observe right now in the observable universe, I would think that, you know, if there is life on other planets, I don't think that they're evolved to be able to reach the planet Earth when we're alive. I think that there's probably life on other planets somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
But
the universe is too big.
I don't think there's grays that come from outer space and try to probe your butthole.
Probably not. I don't know why they'd want to probe your butthole to begin with.
Exactly.
Like, there's no point.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I could think of is if the grays were real, that they were a kind of like a androidish type
Here's my question.
thing versus an actual like alien.
If you are a species of some kind of intelligence that can either somehow warp time to be able to come to the planet Earth or go faster than the speed of light or do some way to get here that has some kind of super technology, why would you come to Earth? Wouldn't you have some kind of ultimate like radar scanning X-ray machine where you could just like image Earth from far away and be like, oh, there's Earth. Here's all the creatures that live on Earth. Here's all about their history. Here's everything.
Or they could have that. Think of like,
why would they have to come
think of the Kepler telescope.
Yeah.
They're scanning all these different planets right now, so they might have this telescope or this thing that could say, well, there's life here, and there's like infinite amounts of planets that have life on it, and maybe just one civilization could hit all of them. But here's the thing: they go to one, and then all of a sudden it takes time, and then they go to the next one, and it takes the next one, and I mean,
but like if
you
they
don't know,
if they had the technology to get here, wouldn't they have some kind of like long distance scanning technology where there's no need for them to come here?
Hold on, here's the thing. Let me back you up just a little bit here. I don't think they have a problem getting here.
Yeah.
I think it's a problem stopping.
Oh, really?
Because look at Oumuamua.
Yeah.
That thing fucking came in from out of nowhere and then looped around the sun. It's like out by fucking like Saturn right now or something.
Already?
It was like within a year.
Yeah.
Like it's fucking gone already. It can't stop. They can't stop.
Yeah. Well, if that thing was an alien probe, that makes more sense than why would they come here? Like, why wouldn't they just view us from far away? Like, you have enough technology to like somehow get across the universe. Then you clearly have the technology to view things from far away. Why would they come here in the first place?
Who knows? I mean, that could have been an alien probe, a probe where it was just going out and sensing information, and its path is just to go from solar system or from star to star to star.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be. Who knows?
No, I told you, space is not real. We've talked about this. It's not real.
What is real?
No, that's true.
Israel?
Israel is real. That's the only thing that is real, apparently.
No, what is real?
I'm 99% sure that my hands are real.
I don't know, because when I meditate, I lose my body.
Oh, really?
I don't feel it anymore. I feel like I'm on a different plane.
Yeah, tell me how to do that. I wish that happened to me.
Well, you need a couple of things.
Oh, okay.
You need a shaman, and you need ayahuasca.
All right, that makes much more sense to me.
Or you need a float tank.
Yeah, or if you eat enough edibles, they'll really ask me what's real. Are we going to that float tank or what?
Yes, we need to. Right. When?
Maybe next week.
No, we need to make a specific day because if we say maybe next week, it's not going to happen.
We'll have to check my schedule. Actually, my schedule is not as easy. It's your schedule. When are you available?
Oh shit! Yeah, it is tough. No, it just depends. I mean, like it depends what day what time or days you're free, and then we
Tuesday,
need
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday after 6:00.
Okay, so let's plan. Let's do a Thursday.
All right. Cool.
Wait, you said Tuesday?
Yeah, I just work late on Mondays. That's it.
Let's do a Tuesday, Thursday, one of those days, and we'll go a little late.
Sweet.
Like 8. I think they got 8 p.m. or something. Cool. 8 or 10. We'll do one of those, and then they got 2 tanks, so we'll just schedule. Yeah. We'll call them up and be like, "Dude, I want one."
Yeah.
We want to schedule both these at the same time.
Someone was telling me something else they had around here too that was cool, and I'm like, they have
the Salt Cave or the Salt.
No,
place?
I've seen that.
That I heard is fucking a phenomenal.
Just scrape some of that salt off and breathe that in right there from that salt.
Oh, that?
Yeah.
That's not, no, like they have some of those in, but like they fucking coat salt all, like you're literally encased. Yeah. So there's actually enough,
like being in that
these, unfortunately, I mean, these things are great. I love these things, but they don't give out, and okay, so they do give out ions, but they don't give off enough to make any type of difference.
Right. It just looks cool.
They just look nice, and I love them, and I think they're great. I have them all over my house.
Yeah.
And by all over, I mean, I just have a couple, but I do like them. And yeah, if you go into like these salt rooms that they have, like they're coated all over in salt. Like I think the metal chairs that go in them only last for like so long.
Wow.
Because everything. And yeah, you go in there and you can actually feel the difference because there's enough salt where it's actually truly creating the ions that they're talking about. Or you could just go to like the salt caverns down not too far from here.
I don't know about
caves.
those.
Huh?
I know that there's some in other states. I didn't know there was some around here.
Oh yeah.
No, someone was telling me there's something else around here. I'm like, what? Really?
Waterfall?
No, it's a place to go, kind of like
Niagara Falls?
No, that would be like the float tank, but different. Like I'll find out who I was talking to at work. It's like, oh yeah, they got those here, and it's not like acupuncture or something. It's something that you wouldn't expect to be around here. I'm like, what?
There's a few places that have different float tanks, but I want the legit ones that Crash makes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I want
no,
the
it wasn't
ones that
float
are-
tanks. I'm like, what? They have it. You can go to a place and get this done. And like, yeah, I'll have to find out for you.
Body
Get back to
sculpting.
That sounds fun. What's that?
I don't know. It's like some. I think it's. I don't even know. I just heard the radio commercials for it. Apparently, it's like for getting fat off your body or something.
Oh, okay, like liposuction.
Yeah, but not. It's more like you're cold. Like I think they like freeze cold you or something
Okay.
in like targeted areas. Like I wouldn't mind that. I need a little belly reduction.
Start hitting the gym, bro.
Oh, I am. I just haven't. Vegas, when I was in Vegas, that kind of took a shit pill because anytime you go out, especially like Vegas, you know, they have expensive places you can eat and cheap places that you can eat. And Vegas, no matter where it is, it's pretty expensive. So like even the cheap places to eat, like fucking 2 slices of pizza, which were like this freaking big, which were nothing, was $11.
Really? Holy shit.
Yeah, it was insane. I mean, a burger. I mean, the burger I got a couple of times because it was actually like a double patty. Like it was like a Five Guys burger, but it was like bigger, and the fries, and that was like $15. So it wasn't too bad there. But I mean, certain things like the value was just like, are you kidding me? Like this tiny ass slice of pizza is, you're saying it's $6 fucking? Holy shit, no. So yeah, it was tough to do it there, and then. This past week, I got back into eating again, but I wasn't able to get into the gym as much.
Well,
but I'm still getting that gym. See, I got that nice little.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. I completely understand the struggle with people who are obese and overweight because I never did before. I was so active as a kid. I just burned calories and
Same here.
I was skinny and
I was
wiry.
always I was always riding my bike. We were always out running around.
Yeah.
Oh, everything. I mean, and you could eat everything,
Yep.
and you'd lose weight by
Yeah.
eating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then, once I got to be 28 and I started gaining weight, and I didn't realize that once I turned like 32 or 33,
You look at it and you start getting bigger.
well, I never will forget when I was running. I started running and my boobs, my man boobs started jiggling when I was running and my stomach moved.
Yeah.
And I had never had any fat on my body before.
Especially like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
and now
God,
that
yeah.
I can grab, and I'm getting thinner now because I've been going to the gym, but it really is a struggle. Like I thought, okay, I'll just change my diet and I'll work out a little bit and the weight will go away. And it doesn't. You really have to work at it to lose weight. I feel bad for people
I'll
who are
tell you
obese.
a couple of things. I mean, to try to get into everything, we just don't have the time
No, of
for it.
course.
But I'll go over a couple of things. You said, I mean, yes, our metabolism itself does slow down as we age. Everything slows down.
Yep.
But you can reverse that where instead of slowing down, you can have it speed up. Like I know a guy who's a professional bodybuilder that his metabolism, I think he's mid 50s right now.
Yeah.
And he did a show 2 years ago that his metabolism sped up so much that it was actually almost unhealthy for him.
No kidding.
And there was a real problem there. So you yes, you can
Oh, yeah.
reverse it. But the thing is, it comes down to activity. So if you like a body that rest stays at rest, well, a body in motion stays in motion.
Yeah.
So if you can continue to keep going and doing things instead of saying, oh, well, I get home, I'm going to take a little bit of time on the couch, relax, catch up on my email or Facebook
Yeah.
or something. Then I'm going to go, I'll go grab some. I was going to make dinner, but I'll just go grab something real quick out
Yeah.
from, the local pizzeria, or, I'll go grab a burger or something like that. And then you go grab that. You're sitting in your car to go there. You're getting your food. You're sitting in your car on the way back. You're like, all right, well, I'm tired. I want to relax. So I'm going to sit back on the couch, or maybe it's nice out. Maybe I'll sit on the porch and have a drink or a beer or glass of wine or whatever. So the thing is, like, you're not as active either. But if you stay active, like you said, you're going to the gym. Okay, well, how many hours?
Well, no, that's what my problem is that when I get out of work, I am mentally drained, and I want to just decompress, and I don't. What I've been doing is going to the gym later on after I take a little bit of time. But I'm still going.
But that's because your body at rest stays at rest, while a body in motion stays in motion.
Because I'm mentally drained, and then I'm like, I don't want to physically get physically drained.
But that's still I said a body, which means it includes your mind and body. Yeah. So if you remember, your mind is like, all right, well, I can convince you to lay down. I can convince you to sit. I can convince you to take it easy instead of going hard and continuing. Like, if you went and rode a bike, you'd probably feel pretty good. Even at, like, you get out of work. I mean, yes, like what you do, and I'm not going to get into it, but what you do is mentally draining.
For sure. Yeah.
When you have to deal with what you have to deal with on a daily basis. So yes, that is mentally draining. But the thing is, you have to, if you can also shut that off, where you can switch over from, this is what I have to do for work, and then switch it over and be like, okay, now I get to do what I want to do. It's errand time, it's me time, whatever. So I'm going to go for a bike ride. I'm going to get lost in my thoughts going on a bike ride, or I'm going to go for a walk, or whatever it might be. But if you stay active, that's what it is. So
see, what I'm doing is I'm coming home and I'm decompressing, and then I'm going to the gym. But I have to physically motivate myself to go to the gym. And I tell myself, when I get home from the gym, I'm going to feel really good. I'm going to feel better. Yeah. And also the long-term goal. But if you are never active,
and that's your mind trying to transition from rest to work.
Yeah, making changes though.
But once you can make the change, once you make the total change from rest to work, so your body's a body at work instead of a body at rest, it's going to be a whole different ball game. So your metabolism's up. You're not going to come home and say, "Oh, I'm emotionally, mentally, physically draining." Any of that. You're going to be like, all right, so the weeding needs to get done. Like, I can go do that. Or, this needs to get done. Oh, I want to go out for a bike ride. Oh, blah, blah, whatever it might be.
Get from at rest to that state is where everyone fails.
It's basic. Yeah. And it basically, essentially your mind, you have to strengthen your mind.
Yeah.
And your mind has to, because your body's going to send signals that say, oh, I need to chill out.
Yeah,
I need to
exactly
do nothing.
Yeah.
I just want to sit. Give me like 10 minutes on the couch, because then that 10 minutes turns into 4 hours.
Oh, for sure.
And then it's bedtime.
That's exactly what it's. So when it's supposed to be bedtime, I'm forcing myself to get up and go to the gym. And that's the whole thing. You when you force yourself to say, so like, if even during that time from work to going to the gym, it's still a rest phase for you. Yeah.
You need to transition that. So you continue with the gym at the end of the night if that works well for you. But between that, you need.
I want to get it earlier so that when I get out of work, I'm excited to go right away.
So then go right to the gym. Pack your bag.
Gonna start
make everything you need, or get everything you need to ready, And then when it's there, you just automatically go
Yeah.
there. And then, you know what? See how you feel after
Yeah.
the fact. Because if you can continue going continue going.
Yeah.
Stay in motion.
But I've been in shape in my life, so I look back to when I was in shape, and I want to get back to the as peak as I can possibly be at my age and whatever's going on in
See-
my body. But for a person who's been overweight their whole entire lives, where they've never played a sport and they just pile in food, I can
definitely
only
different.
imagine
It's
any
hard,
kind of
but it-
discomfort for them going to the gym. They can't even take it, and I see why
Not
people.
only, but I mean, not only that, it's also the diet.
For sure.
The American diet is absolutely horrible.
Yep.
Our bodies are not designed to eat the way that it's designed. Like, honestly, our bodies are designed to go primal. Like the
Yep.
primal diet to me, I think is the best diet because that's how we've evolved. So our body is used to it. That's how we get our energy. That's how we get our vitamins, our minerals. So, I mean, yes, if we ate primal foods, we would be in a much better situation. That's why, like I've cut out, and I fell off the wagon, but I'm getting back on it. Cutting out dense carbs and sugar. Sugar is horrible for you.
Totally got rid of
and then
sugar.
any of the long chain foods. So anything that takes a long time for the body to break down, because most of the energy now has to go to break down your food. But if you eat simple foods like broccoli, and lettuce and meats, if you eat these types of things, it's simple to break down. Your body doesn't have to put a lot of energy, because if you ever, I mean, you shouldn't really look at calorie to calorie, but if you look at like a piece of meat and then add up the calories in that, and then you put broccoli, I mean, like you eat this much friggin' broccoli, which is like 8 times the amount of that, and then you eat this little freaking tiny granola bar, and they're all this. It would be all the same, but the thing is, this little tiny is so packed with crap that your body has to just break down.
Yeah.
But this other stuff is very simple to break down. It's very easy because it's simple strands where I'm good. Okay, cool. And then that's one of the big things. Our diet needs to completely change.
Yeah.
And going and getting fries, or going and getting a burger with the bun, going and getting pasta or pizza or something. You shouldn't be doing that all the time. Sure, once in a while. So like for mine, I eat bad two times a week. I eat bad on Wednesday night. I either have a cheat meal, which might be like a burger and fries or something, but I don't get dessert. Or I have to eat good, and then I get like a little dessert, like a cookie or something. But that's what I want to do. Like, so for me, it's like it cuts that craving. And then you go to a Sunday morning, because I go out for breakfast every Sunday morning. So I like my pancakes with a shit ton of syrup. So with that aspect,
it's interesting. I wonder how. I mean, syrup. It's definitely. I want to look into syrup or honey.
Syrup.
What about honey? Because I drink honey in my tea, but I think the bigger problem is when you're eating that. Since I've changed my diet, I feel better.
Honey. Okay, so natural maple, not too bad for you because it comes from trees.
Yeah.
It's made by nature. Yeah. Anything that's made by nature is fine. So honey is the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, bees make the craziest stuff. Like honey is amazing for you, and it's actually like beneficial because it has like certain properties in it that's actually good for you. And like I think it's like if you put it like topographically too, it does certain things. I think it even sucks out poisons in some things. Don't quote me because I don't really remember. But it's like really good for you. But anything that's made by nature, in nature's not going to be bad for you. But anything that we have our hand in to process.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So anything that's processed, cut out immediately. And even you want to eat in the simplest forms. So like, broccoli is the simplest form. But like, okay, so they have brown rice pasta now.
Here's my question. Should you eat brown rice or white rice?
You should eat natural rice. White rice is treated with bleach.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay. So I should switch over to the brown rice?
Yeah. I mean, rice, I don't mind rice. Rice is pretty good. But like, even I used to eat oats too. And I kind of got away from that because they're, the way that they make the oats today is, it's like super gluten around here versus like if you go to, say like Europe,
right,
where they still have the natural. So like if you eat pasta here, that's made from like everything here, and then you go to like Italy and you eat pasta there, it's nowhere near as filling because the way that they put the grain together, you know, they pack it even more, so it's even denser in America. And yes, I understand you have to feed 300 and something crazy million Americans, but you know, do you really need that amount?
No.
So yeah, I'm much more for like the simplest diet you can eat and the primal diet. And then even if you have like your ancestry, your like DNA test done and find out where you're from or where, you know, then you should eat the fruits and vegetables and berries and meats that are indigenous to that area because your body is going to be more accustomed to that. So like you can have somebody who is from, you know, let's just say the Mediterranean area. So they have, you know, they get their DNA test, they show some Italian, some Greek, and a lot of like North African.
Yeah.
Like Egyptian or something. We'll just say that. So whatever is in that area that's natural is probably the best thing for you if that's your DNA.
So I always wondered about
if you're say Asian, let's say from you know let's say near Hong Kong. Let's say your majority of your ancestry is from Hong Kong. You know, eat the foods that are probably closest to that area or indigenous to that area for you because your body again is going to be more accustomed to that.
Well, that's my question. So I'm like second generation Italian, right? So my grandpa, my grandma, and grandpa.
You're
come
second
from
generation Italian?
Well, would I be
There's
third
gonna
generation?
be like
so if my
hundreds of generations.
So if
well,
my
my
grandma and grandpa were from Italy, and then there's my mom, so I'd be third generation, right?
You're third generation American.
Yeah. So
not Italian.
Well, if they come from Italy, right? My grandma and grandpa were in Italy.
But you're saying. I get what you're saying, but you're saying you're third generation Italian, but you're third generation American because your grandparents came from Italy to America.
Second generation.
So they're
American.
here. Then the first.
My mom would be first generation American, right? Because she was born in America.
If you say born, I don't know how that.
But here's
works.
the thing, though.
Either way, it doesn't matter.
So they come from Italy, and they're accustomed to eating food from Italy, and also. You know, I think that when they were probably young, they didn't have the amount of processed foods that we have now, right?
God, no.
Yeah.
We didn't. I mean, America didn't even have that.
So they come from Italy, and they're eating what's you know common to Italy or what could be brought to Italy from trade. They come here, then the whole thing to me is that human beings are adaptable. So. Being 2 generations down the line where my mother was not in Italy and then I'm not in Italy, I grew up eating food from America. Do I still need to eat food from, you know,
I would say so here, the thing is your body's adaptive and it can eat. I mean, we can eat the crap that we eat. You know, we can eat the Gushers and the Dunkaroos and
of course. Well, nobody should
and the
eat
grain.
That. Yeah, nobody should.
And
eat that.
I mean, we can eat that. Yes, obviously.
Yeah.
But is it good for you?
Well, that's what I mean.
Probably not.
Like,
but what I'm okay. So your body can adapt. Yes, but
I mean,
you
as long
still
as the
you
food
still
is
look
healthy.
Italian.
Yeah. But
so
as long as the food is healthy though. So like could I eat healthy food if I move to China? Could I eat healthy foods in China?
You can, but what I'm saying is for your body, because most of your generations
peak performance.
Yes, so the evolution that you've experienced from your ancestors to you know, they're more accustomed to the area that they were living in. So if yours was highly concentrated, let's say in Italy.
Yeah.
And let's say you got a DNA test done and it was highly concentrated in Italy. You know, you want to eat as much, from food from Italy as
so
you
I should be
can.
eating lots of pepperoni and mozzarella.
Well, Italian made. I mean, I would get it shipped from Italy over here, but
Pasta fagioli.
and then like the meats and like any of the game animals that are out there, that are like indigenous. Only because like you could be okay. So there might be like a certain game animal that's there that's popular that people eat.
Yeah.
But like you go to another animal. I'll give you an example. Okay, a lot of people eat beef.
Yeah.
A lot of people eat chicken. That's the main
In America.
ones.
Yeah.
You eat elk, and a lot of people get sick off of elk.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Why?
Yeah,
It's
that
a
makes
game
perfect
meat.
sense.
It's different, but a lot of people get sick off of it because they're not their body isn't accustomed to it, so
makes
that
perfect sense.
it's different enzyme. So yeah, I mean you can eat healthy anywhere, but the thing is, your body is going to be more accustomed to the food that its natural environment
makes perfect
where
sense.
you're from.
There's an even better
because your
example.
evolution takes a long time. It's not some quick generational thing. It's over generations.
Yeah.
So if you're eating from your area, and it's, again, this is just me looking at things. This isn't me doing testing. This isn't me looking. This is just things that I've researched myself and come to my own conclusions. So don't take my word for it. But I feel that going to a primal diet with cutting out the complex
for
foods,
sure.
the processed foods, the sugars, you cut that out. You're going to gain a lot more energy because you're cutting all the foods that take a lot out of you just in energy to break it down. So you're going to get more energy that way. Your body, again, like I said, is going to be more accustomed. It's going to be like, oh, I know this. Generations know this because you came from your parents, who came from their parents, who came from their parents. So if they're eating from Italy the same things, like the olives and the
that's what I thought of. Olives was the first thing I thought of.
There's a lot of there's a lot of different things there though that you can eat. So if you eat more prone to that, I also think that it'll help with health issues too, because when you eat certain things, a lot of issues that you have in your body are tied to your diet.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you're feeling foggy in the mind, which I know you said you were, it could be a lot of other things because we've talked about it. Could be brain trauma.
It was definitely partly because of my diet, though, because what else is important is that you eat steady and properly. So what I was doing, even though I changed my diet to where I would start eating better foods for me that were... So I think there's really like three tiers. You have your processed garbage and fast food and all that garbage. It's just garbage for any human.
Yeah.
Then you have the primal foods like rice, broccoli.
Corn's
anything.
Corn is. It's just
corn.
that it's been GMO'd.
Yeah. But I mean, so we'll go back. We'll call it what I like to tell people now is that I'm eating the 1800s diet, which is before anything was processed.
Well, it's still primal.
Yeah. So I get
technically it's primal.
Well, I was calling it primal is a better word for it because I've been calling it the 1800s diet. But it's
primal is technically anything before the standard.
So,
diet.
You made a good point about like beef. Well, let's say in Italy, just as an example, their game bird is the blue-footed booby, right? Like you eat a ton of that there. Maybe that meat is better for me because I'm Italian. But in general, just eating more vegetables, more meats.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's how I switched my diet, and I started feeling a little bit better. But where the problem is that I also do not eat on a proper schedule. I was skipping breakfast. Sometimes I wouldn't eat until dinner and then nothing the next day, and everything was all out of whack for me.
Okay, so
I had lots of problems.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's go back. Let's back it up to the beginning of the human species when we were hunting and gathering. We survived by berries and fruits and vegetables like that we found naturally.
Yep.
And then, we found the spear and we were able to construct it and throw it.
Yep.
You know, the only reason, well, technically throwing, I think the rock came throwing the rock came before the throwing the spear.
Yep.
Which, if we didn't have that ability to throw, we wouldn't be here as a species. So we need both meats and vegetables in order to survive. You know, the thing is, when there was no meat around or there was no animal that we killed, we had to go hungry. The body is very good at adapting to not eating, more so than eating. The thing is, we've been gifted with all of this food that I can go to the store, I can go to a restaurant, I could call up on the phone, I don't even have to call anybody. I can just click a couple of buttons,
You really can.
and all of a sudden my doorbell rings and there's Uber Eats.
Yeah.
So I can get food anywhere, any way I want. But back in the day, they had to fight for their food.
For sure.
It was a life and death situation. So the body was able to take its fat storage or take its different storages and energy, and then, you know, it absorbs certain things and does certain things to keep it going until it gets that next meal. But the thing is, we've overloaded our bodies so much with food that we really don't even need to eat that much. So like, one of the big things that's a big, I don't know if it's a fad right now or if it's just more people are doing it and well known, is the intermittent fasting. You know, I do that. I do an 18, not an 18. I do a 16-8 fast every single day. So that means I go 16 hours without eating, and then I eat food in 8 hours increments. One, it really curbs cravings. So like, if you eat right when you wake up, you know, you're up probably about 16, 17, maybe even more hours a day. So if you're eating throughout that time, you're only sleeping, you know, you're constantly going to be wanting food. Instead of switching it and saying, okay, well, I'm sleeping for part of it, and then part of the time I'm awake, I don't eat. But when I do eat, you know, it's smaller foods in closer increments, and then I get my food for the day. And again, like I said, it cuts down cravings, because when you have the cravings, it's like, oh, it's time for the next meal.
Well, see,
and then you can even do like a 24-hour fast. Every like week or so, if you wanted, where you just like, you eat dinner and then you don't eat until the following day's dinner. And, you know, you're still going to be fine. It's good for weight loss and stuff. And it's good for, I mean, if you're in the keto, you know, eating properly keto-esque.
Well, here's my thing. So there's a young lady who I see on Yahoo News. Her name's Jenna on Yahoo News. Apparently she's famous for something else. I don't know. But she's on Yahoo News.
What was it? The Pounded Davage?
That's
was it
her
Jenna
last name.
Jameson?
It could have been. I see her on Yahoo News. She's always, apparently she had lost some weight doing intermittent fasting.
Jenna No, I don't even know who it is.
No, her name's Jenna Jameson. She's on Yahoo News.
Legit?
Yeah. And apparently she's famous for something else, but I see her on Yahoo News. And
hold on. Are you fucking with me?
No.
Or you're like, Jenna Jameson is actually like doing news articles now?
They have articles about her on the news about how she'll take a picture of how her weight loss, right?
Oh no, yeah, okay.
Well, she's not a reporter for reporting.
Oh no, okay. I thought you were talking about a Jenna who is actually writing articles.
The Yahoo writes articles about her weight loss.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, so, no, she put on weight recently, and then is doing.
So she said that she has lost this weight by doing the keto diet and and intermittent fasting, right? So, then Yahoo now has new people on there how this guy lost 350 pounds, you know? And he says the same thing, that the key was intermittent fasting. I think his might have been keto too. But people who are on the keto diet, I know a young lady I was talking to, she's on the keto diet. And I said, well, look, like, people are doing this intermittent fasting and are having good results. Doing it. And like, here's all you do is only eat food during this 8-hour chunk. And she's already doing the keto where she's counting her calories.
It doesn't have to be, that's the thing though. It doesn't have to be a 16-8. There's other ways to do it. You can do an 18. You can do an 18-6. You can do a 24.
Yeah.
You could do a 10.
Yeah.
No, a 10-14.
Yeah, that's what I told. I'm like, you don't have to
12,
do
12.
8 hours. You can start doing 10. Like, but the key. So, her problem was the cravings. She says, well, when I eat during only that 8 hour period, well, when I'm home, then I want to have cookies or something, and I get hungry. So is the key, is she not eating enough food during that 8 hour period? Is that what the problem is? Like, what advice would you tell her to help her with her intermittent fasting? Because she's having such a rough time with her keto diet that I know that if she adds in the intermittent fasting, I think that's the key to where people are just shedding the weight.
Okay, keto I'm not familiar with because one, I haven't taken the time to look into it yet.
I can simplify it for you. It is.
No, I mean, I know the basics of it,
Yeah.
but I don't know the depth of like the types of food you're eating. Like I know the basics of it. I've never worked with a diet for keto. I've never, so I don't want to say anything that way, but intermittent fasting is fucking phenomenal because the thing is like your body then realizes, oh, okay, there's no food coming.
Yeah.
Like, okay, then when I get food, it's like, all right, cool. And then, it triggers a process that says, all right, well, I broke that down. I want a little bit more food. And it's so easy to get today. It's not like, oh, I can't. So again, our bodies are so used to just being like, oh, I can just grab food and not worry about it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But, we got to kind of step back and say, yes, there's a lot of food, but we don't need it all. We don't.
But Twinkies are delicious.
Yeah, they might be delicious, but we don't need it.
No, for sure. No,
and everything's pumped full of sugar.
So do you find that do you eat enough food during the 8 hour period to once it's like hour 10 or 11, you don't even think of food where you're like, oh, no. Like what do you do in your body? Does your body tell you you're hungry?
Because
that's her problem. Her problem is her body's telling her that she's hungry.
Okay, so
she must not be doing it long enough.
Like
what I mean is she probably should do intermittent fasting every day for a week and get used to it instead of just saying, well, I did it yesterday, but I was hungry after the 12th hour. I had to have, food.
Yeah. I mean, the body's going to, it takes time to adjust.
Yeah.
Absolutely. For me, it was actually pretty quick. Pretty quick transition. I don't think, cause I had a diet that I was working with prior to the time I took off from the gym and eating healthy and putting on the weight that I put on. Mm-hmm. I was following a diet before that, and I looked great. And yeah, I put on a bunch of weight too. And it's the cravings because you're like, oh, I want sugar. And it's so addictive. Mm-hmm. Like it's not something to fuck around with. Yeah. I mean, sugar is fucking addictive. It's like fucking cocaine. Yeah. I mean, I haven't done cocaine, but I've heard it is.
Well, the brain studies they have, and who knows if that's real or not, but I can see I've
heard about that, but
the problem I had was with caffeine. It was the caffeine in like a soda drink. It was not the sugar. I don't have a problem with not eating sugar. It was the caffeine that I was addicted to.
You do have you probably are more addicted to sugar than you realize. And I think most people are. And they might say, oh, I could just stop eating altogether. Okay, stop eating sugar, period.
Yeah.
Don't eat sugar for the next 30 days and see what you think.
The problem is when you actually look at your foods, everything has sugar in it.
Yeah, but
everything.
But the thing is, again, if you're eating processed food, there's sugar put into it.
I'm looking for I'm going to get this ketchup. What do you mean? And they trick you because they put high fructose corn syrup, and that's sugar.
It's worse.
Yeah,
it's worse because
I'll have
processed,
yogurt. Yeah,
because it's processed sugar. It's not really.
But you think, okay, why do I have to look out for sugar in ketchup? Why should I have to be concerned that there's going to be sugar in ketchup? But there's a ton of sugar in ketchup.
Yeah, but
take
away
eat
sugar.
Yogurt. Yogurt's got to be tons of grams of sugar in yogurt.
Yeah, and you want to know why? Because they jam shit into it. So
even normal.
fruits have sugar in them too, but they're fruit sugar.
Yeah.
The thing is, and I love when people say, "Oh, I'm juicing." So you're getting a sugar kick.
Yeah. For sure.
What? No, I'm not. I'm juicing fruits, man.
Yeah, fruits
no,
have-
you're getting fucking sugar because you're concentrating the sugar in the juice.
Yeah. So
It's the worst thing to do.
Yeah, is there a difference between like sugar from fruits or straight processed cane sugar that's added 14 million grams?
Any added sugar that's outside the realm of natural growing or natural food sugar. So like your fruits and your vegetables are not going to have added sugar because they're as natural as it can get, almost.
So if you're blending up like a ridiculous amount of fruits, which fruits do have a lot of some fruits have high sugar content. That is
so like your
but if you're-
watermelon,
if
and
you're
your
drinking
melons.
a huge thing of that, is that sugaring you out?
Oh yeah, it can. I mean, especially if you're juicing it.
But it's got to be better for you than just drinking a soda that has 27 grams of sugar in it, right?
Yeah,
what I
100%.
think, yeah.
Because the amount of sugar in fruits and vegetables is so much different than
Yeah, and the kind of sugar too, right?
yeah, because it's natural. Again, it's natural. It's something that's growing naturally. Yes, you do need some sugar, but the amount of sugar, like I think you need like I don't know, like 3 teaspoons of sugar,
Yeah, who knows?
and you're getting like a ridiculous. I forget what it is. It's like insane how much you're getting, like pounds and pounds of it compared to like 3 teaspoons of what
Well,
you
that's
actually
really
need.
the problem is nobody really knows. Like you can only do experiments to get best results, and you're like, okay,
Yeah, I mean,
as much
and
as we know now,
and again, it's everybody's different.
yeah,
So like something that's good for one person isn't going to be good for another, and that's like when I said with the elk example.
Yeah.
You know, if you eat beef and chicken and turkey and all this meat and you're fine, but you try elk one day and it makes you sick because you're not used to it. Your
Wow, I
body
didn't
can't
know
be
that.
like, holy crap. So there's things that you have to do, and you'd never have eaten it really. So your body's like, this is different. This is foreign. I don't know really what to do. I can break it down, but it's going to make me sick or something.
wow,
So to me, I think the best thing that you can do where it's going to help you avoid issues is eating where your ancestors ate, at least the last number of generations,
Yeah.
because your body will start getting accustomed to that.
Yeah.
So you're from Italy, you know, again, I don't want to get a DNA test. I don't want, there's reasons why,
Yeah, we could talk-
there's
we're gonna have a whole
privacy
nother-
issues
yeah,
with
yeah.
that. So like I'm avoiding that, but my half brother got his done. You know, if I get another person done on the other side of the family,
you.
I can kind of get a pretty good picture of what's going on in the body, and where everything's from. Like my fingers might be from like Switzerland, and like this fingernail might be from like South Africa, and this arm might be from I'm just fucking around.
that's exactly what happened.
You know, if you know where you're from, you can kind of eat the diet that's around there. You know, somebody from Africa is going to have a much different diet than somebody from like Northern Europe.
Yeah.
Is going to have something much different from those in, say, Australia or even Asia or South America, just because of the way the dynamic of everything's set up and the way the foods that are in that indigenous area. Same thing with the animals that are in that area that you're eating.
Well, that's the real question is like, is epigenetics, is your diet that you're sensitive to passed down through your DNA? And if so, how much is it? Like, so
I'm gonna say probably a good amount.
yeah, probably. There's definitely,
I mean,
but again, it goes
think
back
about
to
it.
what you said. We don't know. We have no idea. Like, we just
Well,
don't know
I
so much.
I
stuff.
haven't done any study myself. I haven't looked
not
up any
only that,
study,
like,
but
it's like-
my inference of it,
Yeah.
my speculation of it states and says that I believe that, I mean, if with all of the evidence that you look at, like our diet, the American diet
Oh, it's
is
horrible.
horrid.
Yeah, so no matter what you're eating,
Horrid.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you go back to fruits, vegetables, berries,
Yeah.
you know, simple meats,
Yeah.
it's going to be much better for you.
for sure. No matter where it's
trying to also
better
go,
than what we're eating.
Trying to also go natural, like game meats that don't have the antibiotics on all the growth hormones and all the bullshit, because we don't even know what that could do.
Yeah.
I mean, did you hear about those little fucking horns that are growing now?
No.
Yeah, there's little horns that are growing in the skull that they're finding on x-rays, and I think it's in teenagers because of this. They link it to cell phone usage.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you could look that up.
I'm looking it up right now.
I just saw it up on the news the other day.
Was it The Onion? I told you before, I get all my news from The Onion.
No, this was on Channel 4
What?
or Channel 7,
Oh my God.
which is ABC. For those who didn't know, my Channel 7 is ABC here.
So they're growing horns from cell phone usage, huh?
They link it to cell phone.
What?
I don't know. Maybe our bodies are changing and we're evolving. They have little horns. It's pretty crazy though.
Kids growing horns on their head. Don't panic. Oh, Business Insider says, no, we're not growing horns from our head because of cell phones. Here's the real science.
Well, then what's the real science? That's what that's what I saw on the news. Like on the actual news.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Everything. Oh, why wouldn't you watch something that says kids are growing horns because of their cell phones?
I take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, first of all,
I mean, but first off, we don't really know what all the Wi-Fi signal, all the
that is
4G, the 5G,
for sure.
Just because we can't feel it.
Yeah.
You know, the whole thing, here's the thing. Do you know what's considered safe and unsafe?
No.
If you're located within a certain distance and it warms your body up.
Oh, okay. That makes perfect sense. I did read that somewhere.
Yeah,
I remember that.
That's the safety test.
Yeah, I do remember that. Well, there's a big solution for that. And everyone listening, all you do is you go to your cupboard, you get your tinfoil, and you just wrap it around your head, and that blocks all of the...
Have you ever gone into a like a gold-lined room?
No.
Because it's radio silent, because it can't penetrate through.
Yeah, I always wanted to do that, like a Faraday cage type thing. I always wanted to do that.
Do
you feel more stable?
No, here's the crazy part. So I was at, no lie, I was actually in a one of those rooms, and it wasn't a gold room. It was it was like aluminum. So it was a Faraday cage, and it was throughout the entire area. And the only thing that was open were the windows, and you could feel a little clearer.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't have Wi-Fi at my house, but other areas around me have Wi-Fi.
Okay, well,
so when I pop open my phone and I'm like looking on my cell phone signal, and then all of a sudden it pops up and it says, "Oh, these Wi-Fi networks are available."
Right. Sure.
So that means the Wi-Fi is still getting in.
Yeah.
They're like the smart meters that they're having. They're for like your electric meter. They're saying that they're actually causing people to have headaches and problems. Really? Just because you don't feel warm doesn't mean whatever's going on inside. We don't know. So like the cell phone radiation, the 4G, the 5G, we don't really know what's actually happening to our bodies because we just can't feel it. We don't know.
For sure.
You know, they're saying like the new 5G can cause like impotence and sterilization of men because it's not a good wavelength.
So instead of putting the tinfoil around my head, I need to put it around my balls, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I guess. Okay. Make it like a little cup.
Yes.
The only thing that sucks is when it starts sweating, you get this little cup. So if you gotta make sure you got like a little air hole or like a drain hole.
Yeah, always make sure. But so the way to solve that though is you put your tinfoil cup on, and then you drill a hole in the bottom of it. That's how you solve it.
Make sure you do it beforehand and drill. Here's the cup. Drill down that way.
Oh, you gotta. Okay.
So you don't go up and then there's like a little shard that just catches you the right way. It's like now you're stuck.
Okay. Hold the tinfoil in your hand and drill down.
Yes.
Okay.
And then drill straight down.
Okay. Perfect.
Right in your. Make sure you do it. You got to go all the way through too with the drill bit.
Yeah. It's interesting, but I wonder if people thought the same thing. Well, think of radio waves. I mean, we've had the radio like we don't know. What do radio what about electromagnetic radiation from power lines? Yeah. Who knows?
Exactly.
Have you ever taken a fluorescent light bulb, tied a string on it, thrown it around the power thing. No, when you pull
and you
when
can
you
see
pull
it.
a light bulb close to
Yeah,
it,
it lights up.
It lights up. It glows.
Yeah.
Like the craziest thing. Don't do that at home.
No, don't.
But I had to be young. But
You're
so
lucky
who
that
knows?
you're lucky that wire wasn't moisturized or
Exactly.
had moisture in it, because
Yeah.
you would have been fucking fried.
Totally fried. Yep. So stupid. Yep. So
You would have
so
been
many
like a
dumb
fucking
things.
barbecue right
Yeah,
there.
you're like, oh, look at that.
Charba Aaron.
Yeah, I would not be here to tell this
Barbecue
crazy
Aaron.
story about what happens with radio waves that are flying through the
And
air.
yeah, I would have been sitting with somebody else talking about. I'd be like, "Dude, did you ever hear about this kid who fucking threw a a rope up?
Yeah.
and like took a
He
dude
used-
got fried.
Yeah, he used copper wire when he did it.
Dude was KFC.
Yeah, so stupid. But you can do that.
But yeah, I mean, and that's the whole thing. No, we don't know. We
No.
really don't know, and how it could affect the body, because
Yeah.
I mean, what does a microwave do? It resonates water molecules to vibrate,
Yeah.
and they heat up.
Yeah.
So
Well, you know what? See-
happens in the cells that could vibrate, but they don't heat up? They could get something
Yeah,
else.
who knows? Well, that's the whole thing. And I used to never use the microwave either. But Neil deGrasse Tyson kind of relieved my concerns about the microwave.
Yeah, I don't even own a microwave because I usually cook them. That's the other, like,
But eating microwave food is not going to hurt you. It's not
No.
radiationing your food. No. See, I was afraid that it's like mutating my food somehow,
no,
like melting it or causing cellular damage to it or something.
No, it
And
just
then Neil
it uses
deGrasse Tyson-
the wave that's emitted from the magnetron,
Probably right. Yeah, that sounds
something like that. What's emitted from that is all it is just a frequency that excites the water molecule.
Right. Yeah.
So as it excites the water molecule, it starts to begin move and vibrate and go all over the place, and that's what heats up, because movement creates a higher temperature. So that's what heats up the food. So that's why if you put things that have little to zero moisture in a microwave, it doesn't heat up.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
So it doesn't really radiate anything, but the concept is that there's different frequencies out there that can cause issues to, cells or
Yeah.
bodies that we
Well,
don't really
If you
necessarily
could use
know.
a microwave to heat up food and your radio waves are microwave as well, then what's happening to you?
Yeah, well,
But
they
we
have,
don't
they
know.
have, they have. I mean, they've already come out and said that there's like certain frequencies that can like mush your brain.
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
And I mean, all it has to do is just vibrate certain parts of your body and frequencies. I mean, sound is a pretty crazy thing,
Yeah, for sure.
and that's just sound.
Yeah.
That's not getting into, I mean, you look at like gamma ray radiation. I mean, all the visible wavelengths, or I mean, not visible, all of the wavelengths, you have gamma radiation, you have X-ray radiation, you have we have visible light. Is visible light, I mean, it's what the colors that we see
Yeah.
is technically radiation. It's just that
for sure.
our bodies are accustomed to a certain tiny little wave spectrum. I mean,
We have rods of
ultraviolet
cones.
ultraviolet radiation is
Yeah.
still bad, like the UVAB.
Uh-huh.
There's certain parts of it that are bad in the frequency for the skin.
Yeah.
You go to gamma radiation, you get a lethal dose, and guess what? You're dead.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yes, there's a lot of variations of it. So it's a matter of, figuring out what is good and what's not.
Yeah.
And then being able to maybe change what the frequencies are, so everybody's not going to be like,
Well,
like limp.
they're afraid the 5G is going to mess up like weather satellites or something. I think that's what they're afraid of.
No,
But see,
well, they're
it's a
talking about,
spectrum on. It's a spectrum on the current spectrum of radio lengths that we're using already.
yeah,
right?
but it's the concentration behind it.
Okay.
So like, if let's just say, I mean, obviously, if we cut out all electronics, so any radio frequency of whatever it is,
Yeah.
anything that was human made was cut out, you'd still get that frequency
Yeah.
hit at you time and time, but the concentration
Yeah,
and
of
the
course.
amount of it would be so much less.
Yeah.
So the question is, how much does this cell phone or the cell phone towers or the frequencies or
Yeah.
whatever, the Wi-Fi signal or whatever these different signals are, how much are they causing? Are they causing problems? Being that they're constantly penetrating you or
Yeah.
whatever it might be.
Yeah, that's
So-
what's so 5G is just a different. It's still on the same spectrum of radio wave that is used from the thing. But you think it's a more intense signal, like they're beaming it heavier? I don't know what the problem is. Why they're afraid that the 5G is going to mess up weather satellites? I should probably look that up.
I don't know. I haven't heard that one.
Yeah,
That's
well, that
new
was
to
one
me.
of the biggest concerns. Was
That's new to me. The thing I heard with 5G is that because it's a higher frequency, meaning that it won't be able to penetrate walls the same way as like 4G can. So the cell phone towers have to there has to be more cell phone towers or more places to penetrate signals to be able to get into the homes and into buildings. So it's going to be pretty crazy apparently that way. But see, here's the other thing. Like, have you ever gone up to a cell phone tower?
no.
All right, let me find the picture that I have where I was actually at a cell phone tower. Not because I went there purposefully, but because the person I was with wanted to go and get some drink at a drink place that was right there. That was next to a cell phone, literally next to a cell phone tower. And I wanted to look at the warning signs that they had. So, yeah. Hold on, I'm coming up on
Well,
it.
when you went close to it, though, you didn't get giant humming in your ears, or your body didn't start.
No, but you could hear it.
You could hear it,
Yeah.
but could you hear it in your brain?
I heard something. I don't know if that was in my brain or if it was just the...
Like, could you hear with
Stuff
your
itself.
ears the cell phone tower humming, or could you feel it in your brain where it's like?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know. I mean,
Well,
there
it must
was
have been
some
scrambling
sort of
your brain
humming.
while you were there.
There was some sort of humming going
Well, just
on.
to clarify for people, 5G, I forgot to mention this. 5G just means fifth generation, which means it's the fifth iteration of what the technology that they're using. It's like
yeah, but it's
operating
it's
system
still a different.
Windows 10.
It's a different frequency that
Yeah.
they're using.
Well, that's the whole thing. Are they using? If they bought a different frequency for the fifth generation of their local internet.
No, I mean it's a whole different frequency. Like 4G is one frequency and 5G is a whole different.
If 4G
here it is,
is
right
on
here.
the 8.3 megahertz spectrum and 5G
Okay,
is on 1.25 megahertz.
I'm standing outside of this, and it's like there's this fence right here with this warning sign,
Uh-huh.
and it says, "Notice radio frequency levels beyond this point may exceed FCC safety limits for exposure. Authorized personnel only. Obey posted signs and site safety procedures."
So what
In
happened?
accordance with Federal Communication Commission rules on radio frequency emissions 47 CFR 1.1307B. But yeah, here, look, there's that.
Yeah, I see a sign. Yeah.
And that's where the sign is
Oh,
to this
it's
tower.
right next to the
like
thing.
literally, do you think that sign going into is going to be any different from where I was to going inside?
Like
Like the fence?
3 feet away. So if you were to climb up to that thing,
You'd probably be shitting your pants because the buzzing would be like telling your body to go poo poo.
really? But see, that's my question. Would you hear it in your ears, or would the buzzing be in your brain where it's like nuking your brain?
I don't freaking know. I've never gone up and climbed a cell phone tower and been like,
Yeah.
take me
Yeah.
cell phone tower. No.
Or is
That was-
it like a neutrino that just passes right through you? Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? So that was kind of like the big worry and the big thing. But it's like, well, yeah, if you can limit yourself, like if I could if I could line my house or line a room, like my bedroom with like gold and make it like a Faraday zero
Just get a bunch of copper.
I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
I would really, especially if it if it limits your mind, that'd be awesome. Because I'd be like, oh, I can dream some fucking cool dreams now,
Yeah.
and I don't even need ayahuasca for it.
Be a good
I
time.
already have the DMT flowing in my mind.
Sweet.
Oh yeah.
This is an article from The Guardian that says 5G signal could jam satellites that help weather forecasting. It's May 19th. The introduction of 5G mobile phone networks could seriously affect weather forecasters' ability to predict major storms. 5G could mean less time to flee a deadly hurricane.
I still don't understand how.
Well, I can look at the article if they explain why. Like how is it affecting the satellites?
Yeah, I don't get that. Like, how would it affect the satellite? Is it using the same type of frequency where it's almost like masking?
It's likely to disrupt the delicate satellite equipment that uses the measurement things. Like, let me start over again.
It's using the same frequency or a very similar frequency to what the satellite needs.
No, it would.
Working.
The signal would disrupt the sensitive instruments.
Yeah, so it's because the instrument
Yeah.
is running at the same frequencies.
Yeah, or who knows? Yeah, probably.
Is what it sounds like.
Yeah, or maybe along the same way that maybe like an EMP would shut down computers or something. Who knows? But that's what they think.
EMPs are a little different though.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. But
because they overload circuits,
Yeah.
they're not.
So the 5G, maybe like the frequency disrupts the delicate sensors that are in the satellite.
Well, if it's disrupting delicate sensors and satellites that are miles above
Yeah.
Earth, on the flat Earth. Well, wait, wait a minute. If space is fake, how are there satellites up there?
Well, it's not real. Of course, everyone knows that.
The satellites or the space?
Both.
So you just said, why would it matter then?
It doesn't matter.
So if science, or I mean, if there's no satellites and flat Earth only, and no space, then I don't see a problem with this 5G predicting storms.
But see, here's where they really don't know. Like here's their example. An example is the 23.8 gigahertz frequency. The 23.8 gigahertz frequency, water vapor emits a faint signal at this specific natural wavelength. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that apparently is how the
Microwave?
how the weather satellites detect the amount of water that is in an area to be able to predict the storm. So if you have this 5G signal that is along the same gigahertz,
yeah. So that's what it is.
That makes sense.
It's around the same frequency as the frequency it's picking up. So it would be like a radar being jammed almost.
yeah,
It's like radar jamming essentially. Is what it exactly sounds like.
yeah,
So yeah, that would be pretty interesting.
yeah. So
It's all right. I don't need to worry about a friggin' hurricane. That's what the hurricane center's for. They fly planes into them.
yeah, oh for sure. So you won't be able. If I want to see the weather, I have this thing. It's a string, and then there's a rock that hangs on it, and you put it outside, and then when I wake up in the morning, I look, and if the rock is wet, it's probably raining out. If there's snow on the rock, it's probably snowy or going to snow. And I always just check my weather rock.
Snow or snowed?
It could,
Not
yeah.
snowing?
Yeah. Yeah. If there's snow falling on the rock, it's snowing. If there's rain hitting the rock, it's raining.
They're all wrong anyways.
Yeah.
The best,
That's what I have, is weather
best I ever had was it was a Saturday afternoon, and I was watching a science show, and then I flipped it to the news because I wanted to see what the rest of the day was like. As they're doing the weather on the news, oh, it's going to be a beautiful day in Buffalo. Sun's going to be shining. It's going to be 84 degrees all day. No chance of rain. Leave those umbrellas at home. As they're saying that, it's pouring outside.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be clear. No,
gee.
dude, it's fucking pouring. And as they're saying, yeah, it's going to be clear and it's going to be nice. There's a big freaking blop on the radar that's like right over half of Buffalo and the surrounding area. Oh, it's going to be gorgeous. Yeah, have a great day.
Yeah.
Like, you can absolutely tell that was pre-recorded.
Oh, for sure.
And then they just live updated the radar.
No, it's going to be partly mostly cloudy with a chance of sun. Partly mostly cloudy with a chance of sun, maybe some rain or
chance
some snow.
of rain.
Yeah.
You don't need to double the cloud and the sun because
Partly mostly cloudy with a chance of rain or sun or snow.
Yep.
That means it could be anything.
And the temperature could be anywhere from, well, let's just say 48 to
Yeah. Yeah.
91.
Yeah, that
let's
sounds
just
good.
do that. It's a good
Or
range.
when they're showing like the radar, they're like, "Oh, it's perfect skies over here, and not a cloud in the sky." And don't worry about this. That's just background. And what it really is like pollution from all the chemical factories in Niagara Falls.
No, I mean,
remember that.
no. Some of it's the windmills.
It could
like
be,
they disturb the airflow.
Oh.
So it'll look like it's like this weird disturbance.
You know what I was thinking about the other day? So they didn't want to put up the windmills because birds keep getting chopped up in them, right? And
It's all right.
the thing is killed. Can't we
Dinner.
Well, couldn't we discover some kind? And I thought the same thing about Shark Attack, right? Can't we just figure out some kind of like high pitched frequency, like a dog whistle, but for birds and for sharks that, right on top of these things, like emits.
I'll do you one better. Bladeless windmill.
That's awesome. That's a perfect idea. Why isn't anyone working on this?
They already are. That's how I know about it. It's like this thing that has this pivot point down at the, like, it's got a little base,
Yeah.
and then it's got this little pivot that it does, and then it looks like almost like a really tight funnel,
Yeah.
but it goes like this, and it goes in the wind, so it'll like start vibrating and moving, so the wind will move it. But the cool thing about it is that it moves in lower winds and can also move in higher winds than a traditional windmill.
Sweet.
So like you can see this thing move at like 3-4 mile an hour wind. I don't know what the base is, but it'll start generating power at that point. And then even when it gets too much for the actual windmill itself, it'll still be able to go there and be okay. Because it's bladeless.
And not mass bird casualty.
Nah, I mean, it might like whack it a little bit.
Yeah, but
probably not as much.
Not chopping up the birds like they keep saying, "Oh, we can't have windmills." That's a really good idea of redesigning the windmill. That's a good idea.
Right.
But why can't there? Okay, well, Shark Attacks, right? So couldn't you have a little thing on you, like on your ankle that you wore or something, that emitted a specific frequency that when a shark was starting to come near you, it's like, it's too loud for them, for their ears, for their shark ears, and they just don't come near you?
No, because it'll be too loud for your ears.
No, well, that makes perfect sense.
Because it'll also make you go limp for the rest of your life.
That's probably what will happen for sure. You won't be able to get an erection, but at least you won't get a shark attack. You wear this thing.
I think it's worth it to swim in the ocean to get a shark attack versus not being able to have sex again.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Not going to wear that thing. Who's ever out there that studies hearing, I was like, why don't they just make something that's too loud for them? Something that we can't hear, but only they can hear, like a dog whistle, but for sharks and for birds. Mm-hmm. And it would be, you could use it for a ton of stuff. Or, I mean, you could probably put one on the front of your car for deer, like make something that only deer can hear. So when you're driving your car by, they don't try to jump in front of you. So ridiculous.
Well, they have those deer whistles, but they don't really work.
Yeah.
Like, deer are stupid. They're just like, dur, 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 dee, dur. Blah.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Whoops. And then I'm like, oh, dinner.
Yeah. Yeah. Delicious.
So I like the windmills because it chops a bird in half, and then I'm like, ooh, dinner.
Yeah. Oh, sweet.
And then same thing with the fucking deer. I'm like, ooh, even more dinner.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, all right.
I call it chicken.
Yeah. It's delicious.
Chicken of the forest.
Chicken of the forest. That's definitely it. Chicken. Oh, I like chicken of the forest. How about chicken of the cave? Chicken of the caves are bats. You like Chicken of the Cave?
No, because that's still a bird. Chicken of the Cave is a bear.
That's true. Oh man. That's it. That's all I have for today.
That's all I got too. So let's call it tonight. You got a quote? Or no?
I do. You talk.
I like your headphones right now. They're going up. Well, I think they're gonna fall forward.
I think I've been wearing them wrong the whole time. What it's supposed to be is like this.
I can't do that because otherwise I'd be like, what's his name from fucking Star Wars or Star Trek?
It's the LaForge.
What the fuck was his name from
Geordi LaForge.
No, what was his character's name?
I think that was his name.
I don't know. I never watched that
I think it's LeVar, the Reading Rainbow guy you're talking about?
Yeah, but what was his character's name?
Geordi LaForge is his name in in the Star War.
I don't know.
In the War Trek.
I don't remember.
I think
somebody's listening right now and they're like, "You stupid fuckers! You know what it is."
They're super pissed at us about it. No, I think his name was Geordi in Star Trek, and then
I have no idea.
In real life, I think his name is LeVar Burton or something.
That's what
I'm probably getting it all wrong. Sorry, but you're an awesome guy.
Star Trek or what you call it, Cyclops.
Yeah.
So what's your quote?
Well, you know what's just to talk about Reading Rainbow real quick that I should have taken seriously. Part of the Reading Rainbow song. I haven't watched
Reading Rainbow since I was a child. I don't remember that shit.
But part of that I should have taken seriously is just the song like, "You can do anything." I really can do anything. Someone should have told me.
You can do I can do anything better than you. No, you can't. Yes, I can. No, you can't. Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Right. You say tomato. I say tomato. Tomato, tomato. Fuck it. The whole thing.
We're going to get a copyright strike, Chris.
I don't give a shit. I sung that shit. I sung it. Eat my asshole.
You're allowed to do your own interpretation. I found out the rules. You can definitely
just like to say my name.
Yeah, you can definitely.
I say my name on my YouTube channel.
Yeah. You can definitely.
I made it my own song, even though it's modeled after partially Destiny's Child. It's like Weird Al. He gets away with that shit. Fuck it.
Yep. Because you can.
Yep.
I watched Hiking with Kevin with him, which was a great show. Kevin Nealon.
No, I'm talking about Weird Al.
Yeah, Hiking with Kevin. They went along with Weird Al Yankovic, and he's like, "Do you get permission for the people that you do parodies of?" And he's like, "Well, I don't have to, but a lot of times I do. But you don't have to,
because the whole thing with
you're allowed to parody
with Gangster's Paradise.
Yeah,
with Amish Paradise.
Yeah.
Was it Coolio? Yeah, Coolio.
Coolio.
He got fucking like pissed.
You're supposed to be happy.
Like, embrace it.
Yeah. Like, you made it when someone's when Weird Al makes a parody. If Weird Al ever makes a parody of our podcast, we know he made it. He's been doing
shit for like 40 years. He's still got new shit coming out.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, it's crazy.
He's awesome. That guy's great. I saw him. Weird Al.
I got a couple of his stuff.
Yeah, I saw him at the Riviera Theater. Now, I always tell people that my first concert.
I look at my wife and realize she's very plain, but that's just perfect for an Amish like me. You know, I shouldn't fancy things like electricity.
That's like his 7th album. I go way back to when he was doing.
Oh no, I mean that was
Just Eat It.
I was saying Amish Paradise for Coolio.
That's so great. Yeah, I think I saw him, and I like to tell people that my first concert was like, whatever, Green Day or something. But really, my first concert was Weird
Your
Al.
first concert was like a little fucking.
But you know what he did? He came out in the fat suit when he was doing the Beat It song. He had his fat Michael
Eat It,
yeah. And the show was great. Like he did all the costume.
Did he do Gallagher with you fucking knock the watermelons?
I only remember the Eat It suit because I remember he was skinny and then he came out with this giant fat suit on. It was a lot. God, that had to be. I should look it up. It was a long time ago. And that's all I have to say about that. All right. Oh, you know what?
No, I don't know.
You always own the option of having no opinion. There is never any need to get worked up or to trouble your soul about things you can't control. These things are not asking to be judged by you. Leave them alone.
There are way too many people that do that worry about things that is way beyond their control. So good one. All right. Have a good night, everybody.
A good night.